Welcome back to Numbers on the Board.
Numbers on the board, yes!
We are down to our final four teams. Ladies and gentlemen, it is official. Over the weekend, we saw the Knicks get destroyed. Let's go, Mike. We saw the Denver Nuggets blow a 20-point lead, and now we down to our final four. How we feeling?
I'm feeling good. I don't know about this Knicks fan over here, but I'm feeling good.
I'm feeling real good. I have nothing to not feel good about.
I'm feeling great.
That's the funny thing about like this basketball stuff is like people will be wanting you to feel
Triggered.
or some hurt. And be like, somebody said something to me like after the first quarter, how you doing over there? Good.
You better than me. My team ain't been good in my adult life, so I don't even know what I would have been doing in a Game 7 if my team was down by that many points.
Yeah, I'm just not delusional. Even if we won that game, what we was gonna do? Get stepped on by the Celtics?
I would be tweeting through it, bro. I would have been tweeting through it.
But you mentioned the best part, though. In a different time, you said, now that your team out, you can just enjoy it.
And just
you don't
enjoy
even got to
it.
go with the stress of having your team in any
I
type
haven't
of
been able to
situation.
I haven't been able to just sit back and enjoy a team being good in a long time.
That's because you
Even though you're like
bandwagon to
5?
teams, and they just you never bandwagon to the good teams.
I'm also not a stupid fan.
Maybe you should have just committed yourself to a Timberwolves fan.
Nah,
No?
I don't think so. I'm a fan of Anthony Edwards, but
Okay.
As
Nas
everybody
Reed,
else.
but
You that anti-Rudy then.
huh?
You anti-Rudy.
No, I'm not. Why?
Oh, okay.
You had a whole debate against him saying
That was
Yusuf-
that was like 5 years ago.
that was not 5 years ago. 5 years ago,
You see how you put some spice on
Yeah,
it?
5 years ago was a long time ago. We was in the last studio when that argument happened.
No, we were on Zoom when
We're
that
on
happened.
Zoom. It was 2021.
Y'all also had an argument about Rudy in the last studio.
We did?
Or was it y'all two?
Clips. Might have got it.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
I know I'm
remember
arguing with
them-
somebody.
I know
about
we did argue like when
we had the debates. Was it a debate?
not the debate, but we were ranking centers, and I had Gobert like 8, and he had it on like 7.
I had him 7.
Oh.
Okay, so it was y'all.
Yeah, I
two.
was so
It was y'all
pissed
two.
about that,
There
too.
was something with you
What a
too.
time.
It may not be. It may have been Yusuf. Was it Valanciunas and Yusuf in the last
Nah.
studio?
Oh, I think me and you had that about Valence. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we had that about Val and Nerd.
Okay. Yeah. But
Can't
no,
wait to get to the rankings in the offseason.
I'm good. I didn't expect the Knicks to win a championship, so
It is unfortunate that Brunson fractured his hand.
Yeah.
he'll be okay.
So it's a rough ending.
He a soldier.
He a soldier.
He gonna be.
He a soldier.
You got
Yeah,
words for Paul Pierce at all?
I got 3.
Okay.
You ready?
Sure.
Too damn old.
That's exactly what I said.
That's about it.
There's no way, as a grown man, as a former NBA player who has the platform that he has, went out and stomped on a Jalen Brunson jersey. What went through his head to possess him to do that?
Attention, I guess. I don't know, which is kind of crazy because it's Paul Pierce. But it's like, yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's just something about the Knicks season ending this way. It ain't hit. If maybe we was fully healthy or we had OG and we lost, I'd have probably felt a little way. But when you have that many people down, you kind of have to go in there with some type of thinking in the back of your mind that this could go not so good.
OG shout out to
But
OG
I
for
didn't
trying.
expect this
tried.
type of reaction for. He tried, but he gave us when he hit them 2 shots. I was
did.
kind of.
Hey, one of them was so crazy.
I ignored the fact how he was moving, right? Once because he hit the shot, I'm like, okay. And then I think the next after the 3, he got like backdoor or something, and it was just like, oh yeah. And I was like, wow, that was the biggest tease ever. that was the biggest tease ever. But yeah, it's all good. You salute the Pacers. They came out and did their thing. Anytime a team shoots 76% in the first half, how could you be mad?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to beat a team that's shooting 76.
Can't be.
I don't think you can,
Yeah,
man.
you can't
7
be
players
mad.
in double figures.
And I really don't have nobody on their team that I don't like.
Yeah.
You feel me? They fans was respectful and cool. That's why when they was trying to talk mess or trash at the end, I'm like, don't do that.
Somebody in the garden, though, of course, that was yapping with Tyrese.
Stupid.
And I don't know who it was.
I don't know
got
who it
him
was
going.
either. But I was watching that game like, bro, can you stop? Don't be that fan. Don't be that fan. But yeah, I don't really have anything bad to say about the Pacers. I just like that they cool. We was cool. But be yourselves, man. A couple of y'all Pacer fans tried to wait till y'all was up in Game 7 to talk shit. I had much more fun talking trash with 76ers fans because they was about that life from the beginning. We was going at it. Pacer fans, y'all was even killed the whole way through, so stay that way. Don't start popping it in Game 7 at halftime. But
I can't wait to the offseason so we can figure out who the hell was he talking to?
I don't know.
What did they say? And I also want to ask him about Game 5 of that series. Because he didn't do anything in Game 5. Like, he was just walking around giving the ball up. And I wonder, like, did he have a flare-up of that back injury or stuff like that?
Yeah.
Come back to Numbers on the Board in the offseason. I don't want to bother him now. He's getting ready for Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals. but we will be asking those questions for the boy. Leave a like, subscribe. We are a couple hundred away from 100K.
I
Come
know,
on, man.
I heard
800
I know that they call you a
Big
boy,
honey.
but where's the man? Because we ain't seen him yet.
Man,
That's how I was feeling at the game fast.
we are there.
I'm gonna get into drop the mic
Go
real
ahead.
quick.
Do it.
So last night I was kind of thinking about just the supporting cast of the rest of the teams in the playoffs, and I was thinking who has the best role players left. And it honestly comes down between the Celtics and I feel like the Timberwolves. I feel like it's actually pretty close. You could throw in the other teams if you want, but I really feel like it comes down to these last two.
In this playoff run, you could make a good argument for the Mavericks, man. With Derrick Jones Jr.
They're not
and
here
PJ
without
Washington,
Daniel
Derek
Gafford,
Lively.
Yeah.
Even Josh Green hit a couple big threes in game number 2 or 3.
Tim Hardaway Jr.
He
had another
always
game.
ready.
Tim Hardaway Jr.'s had a game. So
Maxie
that's,
Kleber before he got hurt.
That's still unfortunate that they haven't been able to have him.
yeah.
He gives them such a different dynamic.
And I guess technically he's not ruled out of this series completely.
Yeah.
But I don't know. So I don't know. It's
Because Minnesota does have the 6th man of the year.
Uh-huh.
They got Nikhil. They got Cal Anderson. Like they do have the depth. Then Jaden McDaniels has been offensively. He's been being a lot more aggressive. When he's aggressive, it's kind of hard. It's hard not to have him in that comment. When he's not being aggressive, is where it's like maybe it is Boston.
maybe that's the theme of this playoffs: depth and injury luck. Because all 4 of these teams have good depth.
Yeah.
Like even Obi Toppin, TJ McConnell have been amazing this playoff run.
I think I like the Pacers role players as far as because they have so many. But I think when you think about the Celtics, they might not have as many.
But they top
their
heavy.
role players
Yeah,
are
Drew
like
Holiday, Derrick
all-star.
White.
They have
Yeah.
all-star role players.
Yeah.
So it's like, would you rather have a good 4 to 6 role players or 3 high-level all-star type role players? And I think the Celtics have the advantage because, Derrick White had some all-star talk this year. Drew Holiday has been an all-star. Porzingis has been an all-star. Al Horford, he's older, but he's been an all-star. They are really, 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 really good. But I do like the supporting cast just from a role player perspective. I think the Celtics may have the overall best. I think the Mavericks ones have played the best in the playoffs thus far.
That's fair.
And I think the Timberwolves one have defended the best. But I think I like the Pacers because you have Nembhard, who was really big. The shot he made and then the way he played in Game
That's
7.
the determining factor of the whole series.
Yeah, that shot literally
for
determined
sure.
the series. That's crazy.
Miles Turner, Aaron Nesmith, TJ McConnell was like phenomenal. Obi Toppin, Isaiah Jackson came off the bench and gave you some minutes. Ben Shepherd as a rookie came in and made some corner threes.
It's crazy that TJ McConnell's one of those dudes you can't force him to do anything he don't want to do.
Yep.
Like he's gonna get to his spots and get to that mid range to a 10 to 15 footer, pull up.
It's like 5 to 10.
And
It really is. And it's a full jumper, not a floater.
I don't know how he be getting so much elevation on it, bro. It'd be
He
like,
got
damn.
to. He's got to.
Honestly, you can have an argument for any of the 4 teams. I
Yeah.
honestly do believe that.
The Knicks were in a conversation too before that they all went out, but like Josh Hart was playing amazing. Dante
DiVincenzo.
was playing amazing. Isaiah was playing amazing. Like a lot of these teams late in when you saw this, they role players stepped up and played at a high level.
Yeah, maybe that's the question. You probably can't get this far without the role players.
Denver.
Yeah, that's why I had picked Minnesota in that series.
Pop your collar a little bit about that one.
Hey, let me pop it a little bit, man. All y'all need to brush that salt off y'all shoulder too, real
Well,
quick.
it's not like we were rooting for the outcome to happen.
Oh, you talking about us? We need to
Yeah.
rest. What's all we got?
Because y'all salty. Y'all picked Denver.
I'm
Y'all was
not
scared to go
salty
against
at
the
all.
grain.
I
Y'all was
promise
scared to
you.
go against the grain. Y'all was so scared of Jokic.
I'm
And
s-
Anthony Davis went in there and
I
he punched him in
promise
the
you.
mouth.
Everybody was scared of Jokic. Jokic had a phenomenal series.
I
He
promise
did.
You
you.
cannot blame
But
that.
guess
no,
what?
Jokic-
Guess what his ass
He
had
just
now?
act like we
He
was
in
out there
Serbia with
vouching
his
for
horses.
this.
He's a Serbian. Yeah, it's not like we like, oh, the series is going to end in 4.
Where Damian Lillard at? Where are any of your favorite teams?
Damian
They've
Lillard-
been with their horses. What are you talking
his
about?
Achilles was bothering him.
Okay.
Because if he was healthy, he would have bounced some paces and he would have bounced y'all ass too.
If
Oh, now we just talking.
if was a fifth, we'd all be drunk.
That just tickles him.
We could talk about if all day.
We can.
So let's go with what Pat Riley said.
If you ain't playing, shut your ass up.
So what what was Damian Lillard in the last week and a half?
At home. Actually, he was at Costco. Somebody took a picture of him at Costco.
What you got, Dame Nody?
No, I
Anybody
saw.
ever tweet about
no.
Dame?
I saw it on my timeline. It was a fan at Costco, and Dame was in there, and he took a picture with him.
I heard Dame want to be in New York, but we got Brunson. We cool.
But y'all want Donovan. Y'all want Jimmy. Y'all want a lot of names.
So do y'all. So do they. If they had the money to do
they
it.
can't do anything.
Yeah. How about your Portland Trailblazers?
I think they just happy with it.
Who they drafting this year?
What picks do they have?
They are at, what is that? I know it's not. It's like it's a low lottery pick this year. Isn't it like 12?
At 7 and 14.
They have a 7 and a 14? Okay.
Mike, what pick does your team have?
The 17.
Okay.
I know the
Nah,
Bulls. I know the
maybe
Bulls
when-
are at 11.
Okay,
I know
so
that
that's
one.
your number
Hold on,
one
I gotta
pick.
go on a
Because
quick
of Modest.
tangent. When you
Praying
had
Modest go to-
brought up Pat Riley, I had seen this morning when they was
The
talking about
JJ Redick stuff.
Yeah.
JJ Redick. They think has Pat Riley potential, and when I seen that, I just didn't know how to feel. I
Damn,
really
they
did.
bursted into tears, Mike.
That kind
Are
of,
we ranking coaches on potential now?
That's why that immediately I
mean,
thought about that.
Okay,
Coaching and potential.
I get y'all reaction, but I mean, they have to because he hasn't coached yet.
He's the Victor Wembanyama of coaches.
And when they went a little bit deeper, they was just like, we think he could do it now, but also be ready for the future,
Right.
which is
No, I
understandable.
understand
but putting
it.
it to Pat Riley is just
That's
they would
setting
have-
a brother up for failure.
True, but they would have the same trajectory, kinda. The
Yeah.
college players, NBA, go into coaching. Obviously, Pat Riley have a podcast, but you know what I'm saying. I
Imagine
could-
that podcast. Just him calling
And
out his
based off
players.
of his podcast, he seemed like he would be player centric, and he kind of understands the pulse of where the game is going and where it's headed, versus being somebody who's stubborn enough to be stuck in their ways. Because JJ Redick he looks like a young guy. He looks good for his age, but JJ Redick, when he was playing college basketball, I was a kid. JJ Redick is one of the most famous college basketball players of my time.
Yeah.
And that's a long time ago. That's like 20.
pull up and shoot like JJ Redick.
Yeah, that's who said that.
Lil Wayne.
And what song?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't need it.
he just
Oh
heard
no,
one-
break time.
he
Break
just
time.
heard
was
one
like,
of us saying it.
pull up and shoot like JJ Redick.
It was just a jarring update to get.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it kind of seems like that like locks him in as the coach.
saying he got
They
some
also
comp.
said that
Sam
LeBron
Cassell.
has nothing to do with this.
That's wrong. I called that.
who are you
I
fooling?
said that was
Why
kind
would they
of
lying to us like
What
that?
are you talking
Yes,
about?
it's LeBron James. You
It-
telling me you gonna make roster moves without consulting the best player in the world? That he's not. Who his coach is
Brother,
gonna be? That
he has
shit
a
don't even make sense.
podcast. They have a podcast.
They have a
There's
podcast.
no way LeBron has said nothing about this.
Yes.
That he don't have no foot in it. Considering they said they'll do whatever LeBron James wants to keep him on the team.
Yeah.
So if he said, I want my homie JJ to be the coach, okay, JJ gets
Every
an
report
interview.
that comes out about them saying that LeBron has no decision, I'm just like, bro, it's LeBron James.
They've been doing that for years,
He's
though. They
had
keep
he's
saying,
made
like,
decisions everywhere.
LeBron is not the one that's really like making the front office moves and being a big foot in it because they didn't want to give it like they didn't want people to know like he's making all the moves. They want to seem like they're still in control, which rightfully so. But you can't lie to nobody
I mean,
and
when
say
you
that he's
opt out
not
of your
making moves.
contract and you're a free agent, I think LeBron has the leverage now. You don't do what I want, I could just leave.
Especially if Bronny's getting drafted to Atlanta #1. Just go to ATL the rest of my career.
Why is Bronny the highest betting like guy on like betting apps? Like people are betting for him to go #1.
People are stupid with their money.
That just don't make sense.
People was betting on the Pistons not win a game for the rest of the season when they were on that streak.
That's
That
a
was
way better
crazy.
bet than Bronny going
But that
to
was
one.
still, they still had like 38 games left.
I swear, no.
If I get
It
you
had to be like
$5,000
40-something.
and you had to put money on one of them, would you have taken the Pistons losing the rest of the season or Bronny
The
going
Pistons
one?
losing.
Yeah. No disrespect to Bronny, but he's just not going to be the #1 pick. He's not
That's-
going to be a lottery pick.
Y'all see that Perkins clip?
Yes.
yes,
Shout
amazing.
out to Big Perk, man.
Shout out to him.
Shout out to Big Perk because he's saying exactly what all of us are thinking. Even we on our Numbers on the Board, Tuesdays, 2 p.m. Eastern. I mean, if you're watching this, then it already passed, but tune in next week. We even had a segment about Bronny James. And what Perkins has said for the people that did not get to see it is like, man, we spending so much time on Bronny, who's not even a lottery pick. Like, there's 57 other dudes that's going to be drafted, and a lot of them are going to get drafted higher than Bronny. So how about we focus on that a little bit more? And he got pushed back from his co-hosts and stuff, but his reaction to their reaction is exactly the way I felt too.
Same. I mean, and don't get me wrong, I understand what Ramona Shelburne was trying to say because it's
sure.
LeBron and everything like that, but I agree. We've seen other people have kids coming to the NBA. Obviously, those people aren't as good as LeBron, but I just don't think it's as exciting as they think it is because he's not going to be a lottery pick. He's not going first overall. And I think the expectation, let them tell it, isn't that high. for him as a player. But it's just, I just don't. I don't know. It's so much to talk about. It's so many guys to talk about. And I was just seeing a clip of Bronny saying like, it comes with pressure and unwarranted criticism of being LeBron James' son. And based off everything LeBron has said, he's just trying to let Bronny go through it like a regular prospect. And I know that's too much to ask for because that wasn't going to happen. But
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I don't understand why we doing all of this.
I mean, I think it's just clicks. It's Bronny's name. When his name is attached, it's attached to LeBron. And people use LeBron's name as clicks. So now they have another outlet in Bronny where they can use his name for clicks and likes and impressions. It's all just a money grab. And it's kind of disrespectful to the other people in the draft class because, like, you see all these reporters talking about Bronny, but it's like Alex Starr is the projected #1 overall pick, and he's getting no buzz.
My argument to that, though, is that I'm not saying we can't talk about Bronny.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
very
I'm-
aware
yeah,
that
yeah.
we can and we will and it's going to happen. But it's so centric as if he is the #1
Yes.
overall pick that is where it kind of is like, where are you going with this?
Yes.
And a lot of times when you have certain things going on, there's some type of place you can go. But it's like, if he's going to be a second-round pick, if he's not going to be invited to the green room, if he's not going to be a star, where are we really driving this bus to?
Yeah.
I understand having him a part of it. I'm not saying he shouldn't have been invited to the combine or he shouldn't get interviewed, but when you're doing it so much like this, like he is the #1 pick, it just kind of seems like it's going to go to a place of nowhere.
And I just wish he could just live his life normally, like a normal prospect. Like, I know it's hard because you are LeBron James' son, but, like, realistically, he should be able to go through this without having to deal with all the media presence.
Yeah, and it's kind of been like boiling up over the past few years, and it's finally here because, I mean, the talks have been since he's kind of getting to this age. Is like, is he going to be in the NBA with LeBron or while LeBron is still playing? And I mean, the media has been on him forever, so it's finally at this point where he's literally about to get into the NBA and have that time, and it's just like everybody's so focused on that.
Yeah, his quote, this is from Bronny, I haven't done anything yet. There needs to be a divide between Bronny and LeBron, which I think is...
Yeah, it sounds like he really wants to
Perfectly
make
said,
his
honestly.
name. He want to build his own legacy and have his own name.
Yeah.
So
And that's when he was asked if he's naming his son LeBron James III.
he said absolutely
He
not.
said absolutely not. Shout out to Bronny. Of course, we're all rooting for you. I mean, the stuff that he went through over the last year and a half, I still cannot believe that this man is going to be in the NBA, considering what he went through. But I agree with Perk. Like, there's so many prospects out there that deserve to be talked about. But I think that was some good conversation. Before we talk about the conference finals, I kind of want to talk about the teams that lost. We already mentioned the Knicks a little bit. I'm so infatuated with offseason stuff, man. I'm so infatuated with offseason stuff. So as a Knicks fan, do you expect them to go into this offseason with continuity? Or do you think they should be trying to buy to get, I don't know, whoever might be on the market?
I think you always have to look to buy when you're not a championship contending team. But I definitely think a large part of the success came from continuity, and I think they're going to continue that. But I think when the great teams do is they build on what they have, but they don't force things. So, you know, I've been seeing the Mikal Bridges thing that Bill Simmons has spilled out into the universe, and people are trying to pick up on. Darrick mentioned it with Donovan Mitchell, Jimmy Butler. They're interested, and they're going to try to look for ways. But I just think that this is a very vital offseason because you have a chance to build on a great year. But if you do, like we talked about with the Hawks, where you try desperately to build on it and force something to happen, then we can look back in 3 years like, oh, they maybe shouldn't have did. They forced it. So we'll see. I think they have some major things that they have to do before they even get to that point. Like make sure they pay OG. How much is he going to get paid? What that contract is going to look like. Then you have the Isaiah Hartenstein thing. Then you have Julius Randle is going to be due for an extension. You have to make a decision on that because, again, what I try to tell people is the business is always the business. And if one person wants this and you're not willing to give it to them, you're probably going to have to part ways. And with the draft capital that we do have, there are some ways to maneuver to pull off some things. But I definitely will tell you, Jalen Brunson, Dante DiVincenzo, and Josh Hart will all have Knicks jerseys on next year. And, you know, we're going to continue to have that core right there.
It's such a fascinating team because they have all of their own first-round picks, and they also have some picks from the Bucks. They have a pick from they have just a plethora of picks. And like you mentioned, the core guys are the core guys. The Villanova guys aren't going anywhere. The only other trade piece that you got is, of course, Julius Randle, which I don't know how to feel about that. I think if Randle is healthy, you get out of that series, you're in the conference finals, in the competitive conference finals versus the Celtics. So I don't know how I feel about trading him, but I also recognize that what Jalen Brunson did, a lot of that was based on spacing and him having the ball completely. The Mikal Bridges one makes so much sense from their perspective because all you have to do is have the opt-in for Bojan Bogdanovic's $19 million and attach some picks. Yeah. Money matches right there. And I don't know if there's another player of that caliber that you can say the same thing about. Like you
that
have
price,
to, if you want Jimmy, you have to give up Dante or you know,
and then you have to give him a $50 million extension.
He just matches so well too. Obviously, what they're doing, they want to bring him in too. So it's gonna be. I feel like that type of decision is the one, like the right one. But the high, like Donovan Mitchell and those type of players, it's going to be hard to do that for them, too, because I think it's going to be on their mind that they were just kind of right there, and they had the worst injury bug in the league.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm right with you. I think they're in the conference finals giving the Celtics a battle if they have a little bit more help.
Yeah, I think Mikal Bridges would be the right play. I think that's like the inside the park home run instead of actually hitting it out the park. I think that's the one right there where you still get
inside the park. You know his terms.
I think that's the one right there that where you probably have to go with, because if you do swing for Donovan Mitchell or Jimmy, and let's say it don't work out, now it just looks bad. You have a really big contract, you got to pay him. Now you're in a luxury tax a lot because you have Julius Randle, you have Jalen Brunson, you have OG Anunoby, then you have your big star, and it's just like I think fit wise, Mikal Bridges comes in and just fits. There's no gelling period either. If you bring in Donovan or Jimmy, there's probably going to be a gelling period where you struggle a little bit. But I think with Mikal, you probably hit the ground running. They just start going.
I think we got to probably go in there and really do our homework because a lot of the names that are coming up, it's just hard for me to picture them trading with us. Like the Cavs are trading Donovan Mitchell to us and taking back Julius Randle. Don't see that.
Don't make sense.
Jimmy Butler, Pat Riley is going to trade him to the New York Knicks from Miami. Don't see that happening. The Brooklyn Nets are going to give us Mikal Bridges, who they have not given up to everybody, who was trying to go out and get him. And I think some of the teams could, like for instance,
look the other way.
Houston has a 3rd overall pick. If you're going to trade Mikal Bridges, I know people have their thoughts and feelings about this draft, but wouldn't that be a good spot for you to go to get the 3rd overall pick? They got Cam Whitmore. You know what I'm saying? They got some youth on there versus, I don't know, Julius Randle in the 24th, 25th pick.
I'm not
I just
also
don't
worried, like,
unless we giving them
The future.
From what I've seen, too, from Jalen Brunson in these playoffs, it doesn't make, like, I feel confident if we don't get, like, another go-to type guy from what I've seen from Jalen Brunson.
Yeah, I definitely don't want a go-to guy. I just want somebody who can relieve some pressure off of him because it was very concerning when Isaiah Hartenstein felt like he could not inbound the ball to anybody else. I don't know if that was a he thing or I don't know what that was about. And seeing him get full court press like that makes you want somebody who can alleviate. And I think that's what Mikal Bridges is perfect. We seen him try to be the number 1 guy in Brooklyn. Probably not. Probably too rich to ask for him. But we also saw some strides where it's like, oh, if he was next to a Brunson, he could make something happen on a few plays here and there throughout the course of a 48-minute game. So I like Mikal Bridges, and I hope to see him, even if it ain't to the Knicks, be able to go somewhere where he can get back to being that valuable guy that he is. Even if it is a Houston Rocket team.
That's where he's most valuable, man, when he's like being that head of the snake defender. Like in Phoenix, that's where he was thriving at. Like they literally gave him the nickname Mikal Jail. Because he had guards in jail whenever you play Phoenix that night. That's when he's the most valuable.
I would love to have him and OG.
Oh man,
just terrorizing people.
That
man.
sounds crazy.
Mitchell Robinson on the backside.
Yes.
The Eastern Conference is going to be better next year, though. I think. Right. The Celtics are going to be the same teams or better. The Bucks should be better with their continuity and their coaching. The Cavs, up in the air. We have no idea what they're doing this offseason. The Orlando Magic are going to spend some money, and they're one of the younger teams. They should be better. The Pacers should be as good or better. Philly's going to spend some money.
$60 million.
Like, these are teams that are going to get better.
I saw that they could be a team that's in the market for Malik Monk.
Interesting.
Who?
Philadelphia.
What are they giving him? What, $17 million?
Hell no. Will not be $17 million.
Orlando is going to pay Malik Monk.
Somewhere in the 20s.
Somewhere in the 20s.
Yeah, I think they're going to – Malik Monk is going to be in Orlando. I feel in my gut.
I was trying to figure out what is Malik making now?
Probably making around
I think he's making like
18.
8. Okay.
Let me see. I'll tell you right now because I am on Fanspo right now.
Shout out to that boy Evan Sadiri. He said Malik Monk can earn up to $25 million annually in free agency. Monk is only 26 years old still, which is crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy.
And it's set to aggressively pursued by teams in need of additional shot creation and playmaking ability. Keep an eye on the Magic, Pistons, Thunder, and Sixers as potential fits.
He's making $13 million right now, Darrick.
Okay.
So
he's,
expect 20.
20. Yeah, 20.
Especially in a weak free agency class and a few younger teams have money that could use some scoring.
He coming off a really good year.
His agent getting that call a lot.
Oh, yeah. It's
26 years old, man. I'm so happy to see a guy like that rejuvenate
the Sixers to
himself.
have that coming off their bench. Ooh. Sheesh.
So that's if you the Sixers, that's a play of going to get multiple really good role players instead of going for Paul George or,
I mean,
It depends on who
Because he
those role
doesn't solve
players
the
are.
problems.
No.
He makes
but
it better.
I think if you could probably get Malik Monk and Paul George's free agency if you want to.
How?
I mean, if you give 20 to him, you still got $40 million left.
I mean, you're
Do
probably
they have to
right.
pay anybody else?
Yeah, they got to pay their whole roster. The only people that's going to be on their roster
They
is
have 3 people under contract.
Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, who's the third
So
guy?
yeah, it's not like they just got that 60
it
million
Bebo
spent
Paul?
on just 2 players.
Oh, Paul Reed,
I thought the rest of the roster was
No,
No.
unless you want to just have
You got to
minimum
bring back
contracts
Kyle
everywhere.
Lowry. You got to bring back Kelly Oubre. You got to bring back Batum. You have to bring back.
Now,
Well,
some
but
of the
no,
players, they
the
will have the
third
bird
person
rights.
Is DeAnthony Melton? Ain't he still on
No,
contract?
D'Anthony Melton's a free agent.
Oh man, you got to
Yeah.
bring back DeAnthony Melton.
Batum said he was retiring.
Wait, that's official?
I remember when he got traded there, he said he was going to.
Well, I think that was before. He didn't want to
He
report.
also didn't want to play to that. Yeah, he
Yeah.
wanted to stay in Cali.
I mean, he gave him that 20-point game in that play-in. He might be up for a little bag. No, let me stop. Nobody paying his
He
old
actually
ass.
he was fitting perfect over
Yeah,
there.
he look good. He just need to stop
That
being
no
afraid
dip
to
three.
shoot.
He is the guy. Like his game, I love his game.
Same. Wish that we didn't get him in Charlotte for those 5 years. That he was actually on like a good team.
I think Jalen Williams' brother, Cody Williams, can be like a Nicholas Batum. I think he could be like a Nicholas Batum at his floor. His ceiling.
Off the floor. Hey,
Yeah.
that's a play I'm drafting.
Hopefully he fall to 11.
That's who
He
you want?
won't.
That's your number one guy?
I
on
think
your
he's
big
going
board?
to your other team.
Oh.
The
That's
Blazers?
the both
If I was
of
the
Oh, which
Blazers,
one? Because he's got like 16.
true. If I was the Blazers, I wouldn't let him get past 7 personally. All the guards they have this wing up,
Yeah.
wing up.
we go.
Get some big wings.
That'll be the second year in a row they took someone's brother that's already in the league. They took Chris Murray last year.
Oh yeah, true.
Absolutely.
Forgot about Chris Murray's
I'm like, who is
existence.
school related to?
That's exactly what I was thinking.
No.
Gerald? Talk Pacers, though. I mean, the Pacers gave them a game 7. We already mentioned them shooting over 70% for a good majority
We
of the
should have
game.
ended with the free agency talk in the offseason because now my mind is just bubbling and buzzing all over.
I think a lot of the conversations around this series at whole was more about the Knicks injuries, which completely understandable. But I do want to give the love to the Indiana Pacers because they can only play the team in front of them, and I thought they did a phenomenal job. This is a team that's very consistently pretty solid in our lifetime. Not great enough to win a championship or even be in the finals, but like we've seen some really damn good Pacer teams from Paul George's era to even like the Oladipo Bogdanovich going against the Cleveland Cavaliers. Like I know they lost their series, but that was a pretty fun.
That was fun, bro.
That was a super fun series, and they've just had this way of rebuilding that's different than the rest. It's like we're not necessarily gonna ever really bottom out. We're gonna make timely trades. Some Sabonis for Tyrese Haliburton's great. The Pascal Siakam trade is great. I mean, they got Aaron Nesmith in the Malcolm Brogdon trade.
Throw in.
And it just goes on and on. I just remember before, I don't know if this was before this season or before last season, there were so many rumors about Buddy Hield and Miles Turner being Lakers. And even Miles Turner said something about it. And they decided not to do those trades. And now Miles Turner is just being
DeAndre Ayton.
DeAndre Ayton, they gave him an offer sheet.
Oh, yeah, they did.
They gave him an offer sheet. Wow, I forgot about that.
Aiden was almost a Pacer.
The Obi Toppin trade is a great trade, too, when you look back
Anytime
on it.
that stuff's brought up with like the Pacers, they're always like above average team, or they at least try to be. I just remember Paul George saying that's why he left because they didn't buy in fully.
Oh, yeah. He
Just
said-
enough to be good,
Yeah,
but
he
never
said they're
enough to be
okay with
great.
just being okay.
Which, I mean, to a certain extent, it's good for them because it always keeps them right there. But I can understand Paul George because he is a guy that's kind of like, I guess, where Reese is at now. They're going to the Eastern Conference Finals. They playing. He got hurt. When he came back, he was like, all right, let's get back to where we started. And they like, we traded George Hill. We traded Lance. We let Lance go. Right here, but we finna let walk 2 and then David West. But I promise you we going to get this team back. And he like, hold up, man. I just sat out a year with a broken leg. My leg popped out. And now
stop.
I got to chill and wait. man, I'm trying to get to it. I was just at going neck to neck with Bron.
Yeah.
And now I gotta wait. No, man. No. I was in MVP conversations a little bit. So
It is so insane to me that Paul George had that happen in that offseason, right? During the Olympic runs or
Yep.
whatever.
FIFA.
And then actually played the next season. Like, he played 6 games at the end of the year, but the fact that he recovered enough to
Do
even
you
suit
remember
up
what
at all.
You remember what stood out when he came back? He was wearing a headband.
Oh, he was?
He had a
remember the
headband.
headband.
He was number 13 and he had a headband.
Damn.
Remember, that was a transition of him becoming
I just
PG-13.
know that was what
I
was
just
that a
remember
scrimmage?
15 years ago, I was
Facts.
telling this man to change his number to 13.
No. I thought you was gonna say 20 years ago, in Nana basement on the wall had PG-13 because you was a point guard and you were number 13. You had that on the wall. I thought you was gonna say you
Wasn't
started
that
it.
when he
don't know.
got
I remember
injured during that time? Wasn't that like just a regular scrimmage? Wasn't that?
Yeah. It wasn't
Yeah,
in
it
the
was a
game.
scrimmage.
I
It was a
remember where
scrimmage.
I was,
And it was
bro.
on TV, and I remember he
ESPN
got
scrimmage.
injured,
Yeah, they
and
was
then
playing
they
against
just
each
cut
other.
it off, didn't they?
Yeah.
I think they stopped it all.
Yeah.
I was at a bowling alley when it happened.
Mm-hmm.
That's Brunswick zone, baby.
I don't remember where I was, but I do remember watching it, though.
Yeah.
I just don't remember what I was doing.
It's like, where were you? Where were you when Derrick Rose injury happened?
At
Remember
my
I think I
house.
was. I
When
think I was
Kenneth
in my
Fareed
living
was
room.
taken off in the Olympic team.
He
and
was
you-
the next best player in the league one day.
But yeah, the Pacers,
Yeah.
man, the Pacers, you like you said, you got to give them credit because they can only play who's in front of them, and they handle business. And I think they stepped up in certain areas when they needed to. They're not a good defensive team at all, but the way that they were able to apply the pressure to Brunson, and throw bodies at him and full court press him, that's just smart. You can't. Sometimes it's just about doing what you have to do in that moment. You don't. You can't always have everything like the Celtics. So to see them step up that way when they really needed to. Was good, and then they made shots. Miles Turner, I can't speak enough. I'm very proud of Miles Turner, man. I'm very proud of
Had a
him.
huge series.
I remember when he was getting hurt, he was getting depressed, he was drinking liquor, putting on weight, he said, and he opened up about. And then for him to turn around and put it all together and look the way he looks now, there's times where I look at them and I'm watching them, and he's their best player to me. Tyrese Haliburton is the most exciting, but what Miles Turner gives them with that spacing, it helps everybody, like Pascal in that in-between game, like Tyrese Haliburton wanted to float around the court and do all of these different things. Y'all know how big of an Andrew Nembhard fan I am. Aaron Nesmith rejuvenated his career. Obi Toppin, T.J. McConnell.
Bro, their whole team is a testament to just like good front office moves, bro.
Yeah.
Even just signing T.J. McConnell straight out in free agency for as cheap as they did.
Yes.
And then keeping him,
Yeah.
because there was a while where I'm like, why they got him?
I mean, he was out of the
Nembhard
rotation
and
earlier in the
Haliburton?
season.
He was.
And that was like time when they were like, oh, snap, T.J.
He
McConnell
really
could get traded
was.
to the Spurs right now. Nope, they kept him around. And then they were proactive on the Buddy Hield stuff.
Good drafting, too. Can we talk about good drafting? I'm
Yes,
a big
we can.
fan. We're around the draft. This is how you draft, man. Nembhard. Again, not a top 5 pick, not no just person that's just handed to you. Ben Shepherd.
Yep.
Ben
And he
Shepherd.
came in ready to start
Yes,
too.
Ben Shepherd. Ready now, play. Ben Shepherd, there are Ben Shepherd type players in this draft that they're calling weak. You know what I mean? You still have Jarris Walker. Like, they have done their thing, man. They have done their thing.
Having Jarris Walker in your back pocket is
Just
crazy.
just ready, waiting for his time. Yeah, I'm super excited about this, honestly. I mean, it was the most improbable outcome, I think, when you look at that side of the bracket that had the Knicks, that had the 76ers, the Bucks, and the Pacers. I think nobody would have picked the Pacers coming out to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah.
But here they are, and
Who's their GM?
they got to fight. Is it still Kevin Pritchard?
It's Kevin Pritchard.
Kevin
Yes, it
Pritchard.
is. He went out and gave
That's
Bruce
Peyton
Brown.
Dad.
So, yeah.
Went out and got Bruce Brown that money and was able to flip him for Pascal.
Yeah.
That's why you overpay free agents sometimes, y'all. Y'all fan bases be over there. Why are we doing it? Why are we giving Fred VanVleet that money? So you can trade Fred VanVleet for Jimmy Butler.
Duh, stupid.
They playing chess,
Right.
not checkers.
Let's get to, before we do previews, let's go to the other side of the bracket, the games that we saw in Minnesota being down by 20 points and coming back to beat the defending champions in their home court. I mean, I know it felt like it happened like 6-7 days ago, but it's still relatively fresh.
Yeah.
How did y'all feel? I think you were streaming it, right? What was the chat like in that comeback?
I mean, it felt like it was all Denver early, and it was. But the most surprising thing is we seen this Denver team is a championship team. They're like vetted and everything like that. But it felt like they kind of just blew it.
They
Like,
got rattled.
Yeah. I mean, one thing I kind of noticed a lot is Jokic was just hanging at the 3-point line. I felt like the whole time, and he was like 1 for 7, 1 for 8. He hit one big one down the stretch, but the whole series, he's been killing it on the inside. And that didn't mean just always scoring. It meant like finding the open man or just demanding a double team. It's like you give him breaks when you're just standing at the top of the key,
Yes.
honestly.
Gotta
part of
kill
it
him inside.
was when they were up by 20 points.
Mm-hmm.
And this is all hindsight, obviously. If they end up keeping that lead, none of this matters. They're up by 20 points. Now, understanding a Game 7, you want your star to play every minute, right? Why is Jokic not getting a 2-minute break in the third quarter when they're up by 20?
I guess Mike Malone felt like he needed
Michael.
to. What
He doesn't like when people
Mike.
call him Mike.
You can't call him Mike when they lose.
Mike doesn't
Oh.
mean anything. Mike is a microphone.
Yeah.
Michael is the actual name.
Yeah, Michael.
Mr. Malone probably
That's
felt
coming
like
from Mr. Malone.
Mountain Man Michael. He a real Mountain Man Michael.
That's a fact.
He showed me the area.
Hell no.
he probably felt like he really need to have his star in like to solidify the league. But I'm a big fan of what Anthony Edwards did in this game. They down 20. He takes the assignment of saying, I'm taking the assignment of guarding Jamal Murray. That to me shows me real leadership. I know he respects Jaden McDaniels. He loves him. That's his dog. He gives him a lot of praise. But he said, hey, if we going to lose this game, we going to lose on me, and I'm going to take the accountability, and I'm going to go guard Jamal Murray. I think we need to see that a lot from stars in today's game.
If they're capable. Don't
they're
do it if you're not
I
capable.
feel like we don't.
He
I
is
feel like
capable.
Tyrese is guarding
Right.
Jayson Tatum.
Watch out, Neesmith, I got him.
But I feel like we don't see that a lot in today's game no more. I feel like stars would much rather sit back and watch they role players guard the other team's best player instead of them taking on the challenge and going
I
down
can
and
agree
getting
with
it.
that,
I
yeah.
feel like a lot of guys have the tools to do it, but they'd rather sit back and just
Call them out
go-
by their name. Who you want to see?
who I want to
Who
see.
who you think got tools
I
in the
got a
fourth
name.
quarter will come around and you say, man, get your ass over there and guard him.
This was back 2-3 years ago.
You
You
gonna talk
think
about
of
a
your
DPOY?
names. You're not getting out of this
You
segment
gonna
without
talk about a
names.
DPOY?
You know
I
what
know
I'm
you.
talking about?
I think I know you talking
Kevin
about.
Durant had 50.
I was thinking. I was.
Giannis out
Yeah,
And
Giannis,
Giannis
yeah.
was like, this is not my
well,
assignment.
Giannis also did that to Jimmy.
Yeah, but I understand him. But, like, I don't think Mike Nori was like, Anthony Edwards, it's your turn to guard.
Yeah, no, I think
Jamal,
Anthony
I think
Edwards.
Anthony Edwards was like,
yes.
they got the clip of him mouthed into his coach. I'm about to get in my bag, like to start the second half and stuff. Which
Yeah.
is just, if he ever have a doc, it's just gonna have all of this. He
For
only
sure.
But you
two
know
out.
what the thing with KD though is we seen Giannis
Block
actually
his shot.
block that shot.
Yeah, no,
block that
Giannis is a
pull-up.
phenomenal. I don't want
Yeah.
anybody to misinterpret what we're saying.
You know Bucks fans finna get on you. Don't try to dial back now.
Okay,
Remember
I'm
what
pulling
happened when
Paul Pierce.
Pascal was going crazy and Giannis went up?
Oh yeah, right, yeah.
But no, I need some names.
I don't really have any names.
Come
like,
on,
off the top of the
Darrick.
head.
Give me some names.
Like
All
I
you
was
gotta do-
thinking of the Suns players like D Book and KD.
They don't have the tools
I
to
think-
guard Anthony Edwards.
Yes, Devin Booker does have the tools to sit down in the chair and defend.
Oh, no, I'm not saying defend. What Anthony Edwards did to Jamal Murray in
He
that
was
second
ripping,
half
he was
Yeah,
ripping
he-
them up in the
was-
front
was
court.
not
and everything.
normal.
He clamped them up.
He had like 26 in the first half. And
I think Anthony Edwards is turning into one of the best two-way players in the league, if not the best. Like
He told us that years ago. Like he can be the DPOY.
oh shit,
I mean, I don't know if he
that's
ever
gonna
get
be
there.
crazy.
But
I
Because we're
saw
seeing
Cat-
him go to so many bigs that like it's gonna be hard for him to get it if it took Marcus Smart so long to get one.
they got
So
to
ain't-
Trey Rudy.
Ain't no names you could think of.
Not right now, no.
Let me help you out. Let me see if I can think.
Please
of some
do.
names.
Because you can't come up with a statement like that and say you ain't got no names. I want to start seeing guys do this. Who?
Like
don't
even
know.
like we saw LeBron do it when he was younger.
Mm-hmm.
He don't do it no more.
Well,
He's not the defender he was
Yeah.
10 years ago.
I can't ask LeBron. LeBron, you're seriously asking him to do everything
Yeah,
at that
no.
point.
I was gonna say something. If it's fourth quarter and you're like, let's change it, then okay. But
I'm not seeing.
Whole game
I'm
is
looking
De'Aaron
at
crazy.
some
Fox.
teams.
You want to see De'Aaron Fox guard somebody late in the game?
Maybe the other team's best guard. Yeah, if he got it going, put it on your back to say, hey, if we lose, it's on me. I like that type of leadership.
I'm looking. I don't know.
I'm
how
guessing
many
you want to
teams-
see. Obviously, you want
I
to.
was gonna say because it's also the fact that like
You want
just wanna
Tatum to
lead
do
that
that?
matchup for your
Hell
best
yeah.
defender too.
Tatum has all the
Yeah.
tools to be. a
So you
defender.
want Tatum. So at some point in this game, between these two, which I don't think is going to happen, but let's just say Haliburton, Cook, and Drew Holiday, that's even
Tatum
crazy.
should be like,
You
I
want
got it.
that's what you want to see.
Yeah.
Okay. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, you want him to take on a tough assignment?
Yeah.
I think he did that too.
Not
to the extent that Ant did, but
Like
Dort was
I
in
think
that
in the
foul
playoffs
trouble?
we see Jimmy Butler do it a lot.
Zion Williamson.
Jimmy Butler would.
Let's get to the playoffs, Z. Please.
Zion's a little tough.
Ja
it
Morant?
depends on the player. Like if it's a guard, obviously not. On
Ja?
certain wing, other guards, yeah, not wings.
Steph.
Nah.
right,
But Steph
okay.
Curry, we
I
did.
was like,
but we
please don't
did.
ask
I
that
was,
from
I was about
But
to.
no,
I was about to.
but when they won that championship in 2021, that's when Steph Curry did. He wasn't guarding Tatum, but like if he got switched on to Tatum, he had a lot of very good defensive possessions on Tatum where he was like, damn, Steph actually can like
But
lock you in
that's a
defensively.
lot different from asking like, nah, you gonna take the best player and hold him down for the 4. Yeah. Making a good defensive play, you want that from everybody for sure.
You don't. I'm more. I think about it. I don't think it happens as often because a lot of our star players don't
Can't
have the
guard.
same tools. Like De'Aaron Fox, yes, technically he has the same
I'm
tools.
so against not having the tools because I feel like all NBA players like legitimately have the tools except for like Trae Young or like the smaller guys
I
who
get
can't
what
really
you- I
defend.
get what you're trying to
like,
say,
a lot
but-
of these dudes have the tools, they just don't put in the effort.
That takes away so much credit to the elite defenders. They don't just wake up and guard. That's something that they're. You can't just wake up and just say I'm shutting somebody down.
I mean,
That's
Jaden-
like what D'Lo
yeah.
said when he's like, I'm gonna be Derrick White.
Yeah,
like,
you
there's just
can't
no
just
way.
turn it on. Like and that's
Turn
not.
that shit around so fast. But never mind.
He said, nah, I just lead the franchise at 3-point
What
ranks on the
Anthony
floor.
Edwards is doing is that's why it's special because a lot of other players you would want to see them do it. They probably would love to be able to do it, but you have to actually have more than tools, and you do have to have tools. Just being tall and having athleticism should, I think, allow you to stay in front of some guys.
Yeah.
But I mean, Anthony Edwards was working.
He was.
That's how Kobe used to guard. That's how you said LeBron James in his heyday, Kawhi at his peak,
Paul
George at his peak.
Yeah.
But everybody just ain't the
I think I
Dwayne
was on
Wade.
stream when he
Melo
got the-
wasn't just like, hey, I'm tall and I'm big, so come on.
He got
I'm in
that pickpocket on
But I did-
Jamal at like half
Yeah.
court, and I was like, that shit looked like when Scottie Pippen was reaching on people, and he just like them super long arms just poking
But I
off.
did feel like with your Melo example, when Melo was going against the other top wings, Melo did want that smoke. Like he would guard LeBron, he would guard KD's, he would guard DePaul. Like he wanted those matchups.
Oh,
So
I
would
thought
you
you meant
want it-
guarding them, or I thought you meant doing what Anthony
Yeah, I was
Edwards
gonna say,
was
would
doing.
you want it even if it's a detriment to your team?
That's what I was
Because
asking you.
Bron is still gonna cook Melo.
You
and he's
want
still
Tyrese
big.
Haliburton on Jayson Tatum? And
Just for
say-
the optics, or do you want your better player?
I
to
just
do
feel
it?
like when the game is on the line, your best player, if they have the tools and they're capable of doing it, they should put that on their shoulders that I'm gonna go guard the other team's best
He's
player.
trying to treat it like it's 32. When
I
somebody
don't
got
think
30,
so.
and like when two people got 30, he's like, yeah, I gotta guard him because it's
I
my
think
game.
if you do have the tools and you can, like Anthony Edwards should, cool. But I don't think everybody should because a lot of teams are paying guys $25 million to do that. Like Jaden McDaniels, that's his job.
Yeah.
That's his job. So yeah, he should be.
But as a
defending.
star player, if
Drew Holiday-
if they lose that series, that goes on Anthony Edwards. That doesn't go
yeah,
on Jaden
it does.
McDaniels.
But
I always
That's-
think that should be more of a bonus too than just like routine at this point.
I also think it depends. If they lose that series, I don't think we look at Anthony Edwards any different. Like the Jokic lost that series. Nobody's talking about how Jokic is not. That he didn't perform well. He
Yeah.
averaged 30 and 14 for the series. You know what I'm saying? And when we talk about the Nuggets losing the series, we're not going to mention Jokic having a stinker because he had won the entire series.
Yep.
Right. So I think
yeah,
it's
in
all,
that game, Jamal Murray and him combined for 70. Jamal Murray
they
had
had
34.
90 as a team.
Yeah, but Jamal had a lot of that in the first half.
He
still
still had it.
did
though.
that.
Yeah, he
They
still had
still
it.
Hey,
did that.
slice it up however you want to.
Yeah.
Them dudes combined for
Because
69
on the
points.
opposite side, the Timberwolves, they were doing it as a collective either.
Yeah,
Or they were collective too.
Offensively,
Like,
Anthony Edwards didn't have his sexiest game.
Right.
But I do think
Nowhere
Anthony,
near.
I think Anthony Edwards played a great game though. Even though offensively he might.
he
I
had
think
a
he stayed the
phenomenal game.
course. I think
Yeah.
he's played the course. Like he didn't get too rattled when things weren't going his way. He still kept calm and composed. He kept making the right plays, trusting his teammates, making the right passes. And I felt like that helped him down the stretch of the game. You saw him slowly get a rhythm late in that fourth and late in that third, and I thought that really helped him.
But that's why I tell people all the time, I don't care about efficiency. If you
Yeah.
can be efficient, you obviously be as efficient as you can.
Yeah, not everybody can be Kevin Durant.
But what's more important is not caring. He was 1 of 7 at the half with 4 points. He ended the game 6 of 24. But what people need to realize is when you stop being aggressive, when you allow your opponent to take you out of your game, where you're not taking a certain amount of shots, you're not trying to get to your spots, you're passing up shots because I'm 2 of 13, so man I need to stop. I need to just here, Mike Conley, you make something happen. When you do that, you allow the defense to not have to key in on you. But because he kept the course and kept taking the same amount of shots, applying the same amount of pressure, they still, even when he was shooting bad, they still had to shade with 2 people. So what that do? That allowed him to move the ball around. They rotated. They had a really good possession where they moved the ball and rotated the basketball. Mike Conley got a corner 3 on the
I know
left
exactly
wing.
which one you're talking
That's
about.
because he still showed Denver, I'm still attacking you and I'm still taking the same type of shots as I would if I had 40 right now.
Yes.
And I think a lot of people always try to bring up efficiency with this guy, that guy. Oh, man, he did this. I think he had an outstanding game too, Darrick, because a lot of guys we've seen have those type of halves or have those type of quarters or starts to the game, and they fold with their aggression. They start to overthink. They start to be a lot more passive. And I think you have to continue to demand the attention. That attention that these star players like him and these number one options command, they open up so much for everybody else that when you are passive, you're not only hurting yourself with your lack of aggression, but you're hurting the team.
Yep.
Jaden McDaniels can have 23 with 3 or 4 from 3 and have his little shots that he was getting because Anthony Edwards is demanding that y'all have this much attention to me. Karl-Anthony Towns can get the putback dunk. Nas Reed can get the putback dunk because y'all shading.
Yeah.
It's hard to box out all 5 guys when you got Michael Porter Jr. and Aaron Gordon trying to shade over and kind of softly double team. Now it's open lanes. That's why Brunson, when he was struggling against Philly, keep going, because Hart now has a runway. Dante DiVincenzo now can move and get threes.
Yeah,
mean,
I also thought in this game that like Cat did a great job of taking advantage of mismatches. Whenever there was a guard on him, Cat was posting up, demanding the ball, and obviously you can't double everybody. Like they were doubling Ant, so then Cat has one-on-one with Jamal Murray. It's barbecue chicken.
What we call that?
It's free cheese, baby.
Come on,
I'm
man.
eating
Yeah,
all day.
yeah.
What
After
type of
game
sauce on that
6.
barbecue chicken? What type of barbecue sauce?
We dipping that in ranch and we grubbing on that. Come on now.
After game
And it's
6,
a side
he
of
was talking
fries with that
about
too.
Anthony Edwards
Just a
was
regular
saying
cheese
that,
fry like Portillo.
Cheese fry, because
Okay.
Jamal Murray is cheesy down there.
Okay. Cheesy down there.
you want a milkshake with that too?
Hell yeah.
I know you
Oh
do.
boy, no. D-Man, tell him no. We want a bottle of water. We got
A bottle of water. We got to cut
get-
back a little
Yeah,
bit.
we got to cut back a little bit.
The
Okay.
Diet Dr. Kelp.
After game 6, Anthony Edwards is saying, like, man, even when they was double teaming, I was just going to shoot it anyway before they kind of get there because I'm not going to let them take me out my game. And one thing in that game 7 that, like, I found was really impressive, those soft double teams, he was sprinting right through it.
Yes.
Like, you seen the hand on the athleticism. He was kind of getting through there and getting to his spots and, again, opening up for the other players. So just seeing him be effective even when he wasn't efficient is just always crazy.
I loved him and Cat's post-game interview where they were
They was
like,
cussing.
yeah, and they was talking about,
All these kids watching and they cussing.
I think Nas Reed had like a -11 or something like that, but it was like, these stats don't matter because Nas Reed probably just scored the most important 11 points of his life. And like they said that they gave him so much praise, and I thought that was true. That plus minus don't really tell the whole story of how good.
It's
Nas
funny
Reed
because I
was.
swear every post game interview, Ant be looking at that stat sheet when he was talking about who he was talking about Aaron Gordon or whatever.
Oh,
when he had
yeah.
a
I'm
big
tired
game.
of Aaron Gordon.
Yeah,
And then didn't Shea do that about PJ Washington? Shea had a moment where he was looking at it, was like PJ Washington.
Yes,
Oh.
yes. That was like one of the
That
first
was one.
two
I
games.
think it was a game where he gave him like 27 or
Yeah.
something.
Okay. My favorite part is that they're all cognizant of all the memes because even Anthony Edwards did he really did.
He really did.
Karl-Anthony Towns completely shifted the narrative around him, which is perfect because he had a few playoff series before this run where he was in foul trouble the whole time, where the lights too bright, yada, yada, yada. For him to go into a game 7 and be the best player and keep them in the game for a lot of it is amazing.
Still was in foul trouble though.
Yes, he was.
He's
Had
one of
foul
them. He's one of the best stories about this, man. I think
Yeah.
like when they talk about guys that you root for and everything, Cat is one of them for me. We've
For
been
sure.
able to see everything he's going through in his life and see him grow. I'm happy for Cat. He's a
It's
guy
so
that
fun
I'm
watching him
probably
play
always
basketball, too.
going to root
Yes.
for.
Especially with the defensive impact now. Oh man, it was already fun
thought,
offensively,
bro.
but like the defensive impact now that he's having, he
Just
he
stop
literally was-
fouling.
Yeah, he was one-on-one on Jokic with Rudy helping, but like it's hard. I can understand, but some of his fouls are just stupid.
That's all I'm talking about. I ain't
He'll
saying
give you
don't
1 or
foul.
2 a game.
what's stupider, the face he make or the foul he commit?
The face he make. The face he make for sure.
Before we
They-
get into
yeah.
the offseason of the Denver Nuggets and then previewing the conference finals, let's hear a word from our sponsor.
Why should you bet with Caesars Sportsbook? 2 words, Caesars Rewards. Every bet brings you closer to the type of benefits only Caesars can offer. Hotel stays, VIP experiences, sports and concert tickets, and more. It's not just an app, it's an empire.
We will not be seeing a run back for the Denver Nuggets. They're not going back to back, man. What does the offseason look like? Because they have Kenny Pope up for some money. They have to think about an Aaron Gordon extension. They're already a very, very expensive team, and we already talk about the lack of depth, which was basically a non-factor for the majority of this series other than the Justin Holiday game. What's next? Because Calvin Booth got to figure it out.
Yeah, I don't know because I feel like they were one piece away. Like they just needed something consistently off of that bench, and there's not a lot out there. It's a pretty scarce landscape when you talk about good complimentary free agents that can come in for the low and give you something. So this might just be their roster.
You just bring it back, dude. What's the chance of an experiment with like a trade with MPJ?
Oh,
I honestly don't think it's that crazy. If you gave me percentages, I would say 15% chance that it happens.
I just think his play style and the way he shoots the 3-ball.
Y'all know how many points he scored in those last 4 games total?
It wasn't a lot.
25 total in the last 4 games.
Yeah, this was not his series, and I when coming into the series, I was wondering if that would translate from the Lakers series because the Lakers series he was open, it wasn't nobody guarding him. This series.
my only question would be, what are you trading him for?
Yeah, who has a boatload of role players that would want MPJ?
As mostly just because.
And are you getting a boatload of players? For
He's on a
MPJ?
decently sized contract, isn't he?
He's on a really.
So I was gonna
good
say I'm just thinking that's
why
an
Jonte was
asset
betting he
that you
wanted to
have.
get that
You know what
money
I'm
too.
saying? What happened?
So that's why Jonte was betting he wanted to get that bag too.
You crazy.
No, but what?
But yeah,
What
I
type
see
of
what
player?
you mean. Though. So the issue is you need something to trade away if you can't really find something to buy into, at least for your bench.
No. I'm just saying, what type of player though?
What type of player? Honestly,
You're
same
definitely
thing.
not trading Michael Porter Jr. to bolster up a bench because now you have a hole in the starting lineup.
Yeah,
I like to go to fanspo. These are fan-created trades, so I'm not saying they're good. I'm not saying they're bad just yet.
I just want to hear 'em.
2 days ago, this is the most upvoted one.
for
it's
MPJ.
for MPJ is getting traded. It's MPJ, Zeke Naji, and their 2024 first-round pick, which is what?
28th.
28th overall pick. For Keldon Johnson, Zach Collins, and Trey Jones.
Nah, I wouldn't do that.
Good old 3-for-1 practically because Zeke Naji don't
But
play.
Hey,
yeah,
hell no.
yeah, I wouldn't do that either. And I see like the difference in that value, but that's what I'm getting at is maybe you kind of split up that value with him because that's really your
I'm running
one
it
of your
back.
biggest assets movable.
I'm running it back. I'm
You
running it
just gotta
back.
extend Aaron Gordon.
Brown another year under his belt. Peyton Watson another year on his belt. 28. We're gonna try to pick somebody else that can get in here. Julian Strother. We're gonna develop some guys before we do that. No, hell no.
I'm not mad at it because I mean they were still right there.
And their
honestly.
role players don't have to be out of this world off the bench. Reggie Jackson has had impactful moments. During their run, Bruce Brown was impactful. We look at Bruce Brown different because of that run, but coming in there, Bruce Brown wasn't like how he's perceived after the run.
Yeah, Reggie Jackson's pretty much a non.
Jeff Green was big. Like, they don't have to go out and get, like, the guys. I think they could just get some people that
All of these trades are just doing stuff to doing stuff.
talk to us.
Michael Porter Jr. for DeAndre Hunter and Bogey Bogdanovich. Why is Atlanta accepting that trade? Just for the shooting? Bogey's like really, really good at basketball. I don't know if people know this.
6 Man of the Year candidate before the injury.
The next one that's, again, just doing stuff to do stuff. Michael Porter Jr., Zeke Naji, 2 firsts for Brandon Ingram.
See what I'm saying? Such a lateral move.
This one got 17 people in it. I'm not reading that damn trade.
What if we ever see a 17-person trade,
What is the
Do you
most
know?
we've seen?
I
feel
remember
like
the
Is the
not
guards.
that-
KG trade? The KG Paul Pierce trade? Like, it was...
I remember the guards trade. You remember when like Isaiah Thomas,
Dragic.
Goran Dragic, Michael Carter Williams.
Hey, bro.
It was a bunch of guards just traded.
I need to get off this app.
No, come
Wow,
on.
what you see?
Let's laugh at people.
The Trailblazers are trading Jeremy Grant and Matisse Thybulle to Denver. In return, they get Michael Porter Jr. and Richard Jefferson. I shit you, I shit you
He's still on the
not.
payroll. That's
I
probably
shit
why.
you not. Somebody put Richard Jefferson in a trade. This man is commentating the game.
Fanspo accepted that too.
It's like, hey, success.
That's
Contracts
crazy.
match.
How much money is he making from Denver?
It's a 2 on the books.
$2 million?
Yeah.
Damn.
Check coming in still nice every 2
Those
weeks.
checks still clear.
This is, I don't know. Fanspo don't got the answer, which tells me that, no, he's not getting traded. But Zeke Naji's contract is tradable. They got some first-round picks, but we're talking about somebody that's making, $7 million? So, like, what can you really get? Alex Caruso's out there that I'm just a name that's making around that. But I do
Would you
vividly
do that?
remember.
Zeke Naji, 28th pick.
No.
No, you
I would
can't
need
do
more.
that. Alex Caruso too little about Chicago to
Yeah, I
trade
would
for
need, I
Zeke
would need a lot
Naji.
more.
He on the last year of his deal, though.
And I don't want this year's first round pick. Give me a future one.
Yeah, not the 28th overall pick, please.
Give me something where I might think y'all
They can
stink a
trade the
little.
2030 now. I'll take a 2030.
Yeah.
Jokic might be done.
I would do it if I was Denver. Caruso is Bruce Brown on steroids a little bit for them.
I agree. Remember when Calvin Booth told Kevin O'Connor that Peyton Watson was bigger, faster, stronger, better defensively than Bruce Brown, and he's a better fit? And then Peyton Watson got DNP coach's decision for the last 3 games.
I didn't see him play for the last couple games.
Yikes.
I mean, he was almost
He's still a year away from being a year away.
Hey, I think he's going to be good next year.
I think he is going to be good.
He just needs some time to develop. Yeah. That's all it is.
It's a little rough to
So
be
how
in that
about y'all
series.
do that? Take time next year during the season. Let them guys get some runs, some real runs.
Imagine a Jokic trade request.
And I don't mean in December. I don't mean in October. I mean in December, January. Let that. What Pusha say? Let that boy come home.
A Jokic trade request would sound crazy.
Would that be the most unlikely trade request ever? Because he don't even look like the type of person that would.
It's him and Steph Curry.
He actually low key like
Trade
season over early.
Trade request has looks to him.
Yeah, I think so.
Who look like they gonna request a trade?
Kevin Durant.
No. I'm talking about that hasn't already done it.
Oh,
Jimmy Butler.
he's requested a trade.
Oh, he has. Yeah.
Minnesota. He did a whole
Yeah.
theatrical
He
to get out of there.
He went to practice and bust their ass.
Looks like somebody that.
I think it's not who looks like they want to get traded, but it's just like you could see them in that jersey for their career.
No.
A
KB
long time,
said Jokic don't look like somebody who would request a trade. So now I'm flipping
who
the
looks
question.
like they would request a trade.
Does Ja Morant fit the description?
I think he would request a trade. But he also looked like he loved Memphis.
Yeah, I don't think he fits. Yeah, I don't
Was
think he fits.
Zion request a
Boom.
trade?
Zion.
Good one.
Probably.
I think he looked like
Yeah,
a type.
Zion looks like he'll request a trade.
Victor Wembanyama. Does he look like a request?
I
Not
don't
yet.
Did y'all
know.
see that video they put out of him? Where he was
one?
just in the open gym by himself with a chair, like a metal chair, and he was talking directly to Spurs fans. I'm like, oh, he's going to be here for 20 plus years. He's not going anywhere. They won 14 games, and he's talking to Spurs fans like it's the end of life because the season is over. Like he loves San Antonio that much.
Does Bam look like he would request a trade?
No,
I don't think so.
I'm not saying he don't look like he can be in a different jersey, but if it does, I don't think it's Bam walking to Pat Riley saying, "Move me."
Does De'Aaron Fox look like he could request a trade?
What about Luka?
Luka gives me big no.
Luka kind of gives me yes, man.
I think he would.
I think Luka was on the verge.
Not now,
I think
because the team's really, really good.
I
was on
think
the verge,
I think
yeah.
he was close.
When?
I think when he was playing with Porzingis and stuff, and that stuff really wasn't working out, I think he was probably getting tired of having to backpack that team.
Aggregated sources, D. Mills say that Luka was very close to requesting a trade before Kyrie Irving ended up on the team.
Put it on a quote.
I didn't get that bad.
Sources.
Make it black and white too, so it look like it's real.
All right, let's actually get to the conference finals. Let's stick here and talk about Luka, the Dallas Mavericks, going against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Did we get to talk about the end of their series? Was that last episode? I think so, right?
The
'Cause
Dallas
that was,
OKC.
Was that Friday night, and then we came Saturday and talked about it? Did
Didn't
any
it-
of us remember talking about this game?
Which one?
The end of the Dallas Mavericks series?
Didn't it end Thursday?
Nah.
It ended Saturday.
Saturday?
So we haven't
Yeah.
actually talked about the end. So let's talk about it. Dallas wins 117 to 116 behind Luka fouling PJ Washington. He had some big free throws, but another big comeback. I think they were down by 17.
Shea fouled.
What did I say?
You said Luka.
Oh, my fault. Shea fouled PJ Washington.
Shea
He ain't
fouled him
watched
on
the
that.
game.
And they challenged that play too. When I thought it looked a little bit like obvious, and it's that we should just challenge it just because
'cause,
it's
right?
and because it was the end of the game. But didn't that take away their timeout for an actual shot though?
I never know how it works, Mike, because I
Yeah.
think we asked the same question.
You know who knows
in
how it
another
works?
series? Steve Javi. Oh,
No.
He
Oh,
told
yeah.
me something one time. I'm like, no, that ain't how it worked. I don't know what made me say no because I don't even know how it worked. And he was right. I went home like later that day and something happened. I'm like, oh, Darrick was right.
You
He
be
wasn't
reading
in
that
the
handbook?
Discord. He wasn't in the Discord for me to give him his credit though, because he never on the game.
yeah.
If you win the first one, you don't lose your timeout. But if you win the second one, you didn't lose your timeout.
It still counts.
That's why
as a
I'm never
timeout.
going to understand it because I don't know what he just said.
So you can argue that if they don't challenge, they have an opportunity to set something up and potentially hit a game
Advance
winner
the
or
ball.
something.
Yeah.
Because they
But does
intentionally
PJ
missed.
Washington does he make it? Then?
I mean, he might try, but I saw him miss some clutch ones a couple games before.
Yeah,
that.
he pretty much got his redemption time.
Yeah.
It was like you win us the series, or you lose us the series this time again.
Right. It was a good game, though. It was a very good game. Another big comeback. OKC looks small. They look young. I think this is one of
Yeah.
the few times where they actually look like the youngest team in
Derrick
the league.
Jones Jr. just
That fadeaway was just I don't
Don't
know
make
what
any
you I don't
sense,
know
bro.
I don't know what you do after that.
There's certain shots that when players hit, you just either you look at it and be like, oh, we losing because he hitting that, or do you look at it like,
Now,
oh,
what shot
we
was
gonna
that?
win because he making that?
What shot was that in the Timberwolves game?
The
against
Rudy
the
Gobert,
Gobert
the Rudy Gobert
Oh,
turnaround.
man.
I was like, it's Minnesota game now.
Hey,
It's GG's.
I probably would have called a timeout and came in and was like, listen, y'all, we going to win this game. Because that tell me everything I need. That's the one that they hit on 2K, and I'm like, stay focused. We finna win this game. Finna give us a run in a minute.
Who is the young player on the bench that they kept cutting to
Oh.
for his reaction shots?
I don't even remember.
Oh, man.
But
Is it Wendell Moore?
No, that's Dayshawn Nix. Dayshawn Nix. They had the chain
Oh,
on.
my God. Do you know where Daisha Nix is from?
No.
I think he's from Alaska.
What's wrong with that? That's where Carlos Boozer from.
Is he?
Yeah.
Because I
Who's
just
from
did.
Alaska?
We're going to do
I
a
did not know
TikTok
that.
about this.
You go to the McDonald's All-American. Yeah, I'm the best player in Illinois. Where you from? Alaska.
Oh, Boozer probably wasn't born there, but he may have been raised there, maybe. Because they only have really 2 NBA players from Alaska. Can you think of this second player?
Carlos Boozer. Mario Chalmers.
Nope. Oh, yes. It is Mario Chalmers. Sorry, I was Googling
He didn't
something.
think I was going to get it.
Yeah, Dyson Nix is from Fairbanks, Alaska. Those are the only 2 players from Alaska to ever
So,
make it to
yeah, I
the-
wonder where they saying Carlos. Let's see where Carlos Boozer is from.
But yes, back to the game. I think Shea was the best player in this series.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, his number 2 and number 3 didn't live up to what we thought they could have been.
which is
Oh, he was
which is
born in
okay,
Germany.
because
Oh, look at that.
'Cause I think
Military
J-
boy, I guess.
Probably.
J-Dell's probably gonna hit that stride eventually. I think.
Yeah.
I think it was just first time in the Western Conference semis. It was tough. He was going against a good defensive Dallas team that was pretty much at his number.
Yeah, and I think he did a good job guarding Kyrie for the majority of this
Oh yeah,
series. too.
Kyrie offensively was not that impactful,
Mm-hmm.
but I guess you could say Kyrie was good defensively on him too. So I guess they both were just they canceled each other out.
Derek Lively, phenomenal in this game number 6. I
Yeah.
can't say it enough how great of a game
For
that
a
was
rookie,
from
man, he plays so damn good. He just came in and just fits perfectly what Luka been wanting for so long. And it's crazy that they couldn't get it in free agency, but they found it right there in the draft.
Yeah.
And they traded back
What
for
that tell
it.
you about the draft?
The draft got everything you need.
Everything you need.
Was that the case in Wallace trade?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was when they traded back for Derek Lively.
They was able to unload Davis Bertans.
Davis
Yes,
Bertans,
yes, they
yeah.
were.
And they also got Omax. Don't forget Omax.
Max is there on the bench looking fitted
I was
up.
going to say this. Beginning of the season, they was talking about Omex like he
They
untouchable.
say he's Dorian Finney-Smith 2.0.
Boom. There you go.
Maybe next year.
He's shopping with 8 squared. That's why he's so.
Great game for the Dallas Mavericks. Cool to see them back in the conference finals. It's weird to say it's their second time in 3 years. I feel like that was so long ago. But I think
The
because of the
Devin
pandemic,
Booker.
it changed. Yeah, it changed.
It was just
my
I remember
perspective of
vividly
time.
because they bust the Suns' ass.
Man, by 1,000 points in that
Yeah.
game. Was that a game?
It
That
was
game 7,
yeah.
right?
It was they was up 60 at one
On the
point.
road.
Yes, they did it in Phoenix.
And now they're in the conference finals. Let's get to that. Them versus Minnesota Timberwolves. What are y'all thinking about for this series? Like, who has the advantage where, I guess?
I think Minnesota has it inside. I think that's been a determining factor of a lot of these series. Is whoever can dominate the inside the most. And I feel like Minnesota did that a lot against Denver. They have Jokic, but they still managed to dominate the paint. And right now, I think Derek Lively and Daniel Gafford, yeah, they're bigs, but you got 2 bigs on the other side, and I think that's going to be tough.
Yeah, I'm thinking about basically if they're going to try to do anything to try to work Rudy off the floor. You know, I think that Luka Doncic is one of them players like similar to the James Harden where they're going to pick on him and try their best to get him off the floor for like good reasons. I want to see if he can kind of hold his ground, and I want to see if they do try to run a little bit small, even though they have been having like the interior be the best
They
thing.
can
They
without.
can't without Maxey.
Yeah.
They can't play
That's
small.
that was what I was thinking. I was like, Maxey's injury is going to be big, or it's going to be felt in this series because they don't have that spacing with also that size next to
Yeah,
him.
PJ Washington too damn small to try to pull that off.
Yeah,
I
both
agree.
teams got to force whoever can force the other team to try to adjust to their play style is the one that's going to win the series.
Like most series.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, if I can force you to play my way, I'm probably in it. Got the advantage. But yeah, I mean, the advantage is definitely the size for the Minnesota Timberwolves. But I do think that the Mavericks have a certain style that can go at that because yeah, you can try to put Rudy in a pick and roll with Luka and Kyrie. They have some of the best shot makers and ball handlers, and those guys are going to have to play a lot better in this series while still getting the production you got from the role players.
I would say probably Derrick Jones Jr. probably get about to get the most open shots he's ever had in his life. Because
Same
I
with
feel like
PJ.
he's got to be the one that's like, we'll let him shoot and try to give us that 20-point
I
game.
hope they
like
go
he
to
did
the
in
art
Game
of shooting
7.
before game 1.
They need them hot zones.
PJ Washington ain't scared to take that shot.
Nah.
He gonna shoot that thing.
A few games where he's shot more than Luka
Yes.
and Kyrie. He's just letting it go. Yeah, I think that the size is going to be the big advantage for the Minnesota Timberwolves because in the first, or at least in the last series, I guess not the same for the Clippers. The main advantage Dallas had was that they were more physical and they were bigger in the offensive glass. I mean, Minnesota is not going to allow you to dominate the offensive glass against them.
All those lobs that you were throwing at Derrick Jones Jr., Lively, and Gafford, it's not gonna all be there all the time.
Even them going small is Nas Reed out
I
there.
was gonna say, the Timberwolves basically them they closed out a game with 2 putback dunks because the other team didn't have the size to match up or box out.
Yeah, but even with that said, bro, I like the Mavericks' chance in the series, man. I think
do
ultimately
too.
I'm picking the Wolves to win, but it would not surprise me whatsoever if Dallas made it happen.
Yeah, I think
it's
I'm going to
gonna
rock
go.
with Dallas.
Yeah, I'm going Minnesota in like 6 or
I
7.
know all y'all going to pick Minnesota, so I'm going to rock with Dallas. Shout
I'm
out to
picking
my
Minnesota
boy.
this time around. Yeah.
Shout out to my boy Reese. You said he been going against them, so don't pick them. Though.
Yeah, I'm telling you, Wolves fans, he been y'all biggest hater all season.
No, I
I'm
said I was
just
gonna
talking. I'm just talking.
I was telling them because after the Lakers got eliminated, I was saying I was gonna root for the Timberwolves. After like the game 1 of Timberwolves Nuggets, I was just like, I don't want to root for nobody. Like I just want good basketball.
What's up with the Lakers fans' victory lap that Denver lost?
I don't know. I really don't know. Because honestly, like I said, as a Laker fan watching it and it wasn't on my team,
didn't care.
I did nothing but appreciate like the game of the Nuggets and the Timberwolves, you know?
It
So
was just a bit surprised. Like Eric, I got Kenny Chow made like a reel of him at
He
the
a big
TV
Laker
watching
fan.
doing this dance because
bro, you know what's the meme? The number one meme I seen was in Game 6 when Jokic was standing at that little like he was standing up and he had his hands behind his back,
With
and
his
they was
warm-up
comparing
on,
it to
right?
yeah, and they was comparing it to like Rue or whatever. After Game 7, I see the same meme, but all it has is like captions to it, like what is Blood looking at?
Yeah.
He ain't moved or whatever. He did all this for no reason. So they be quick with it.
I
He's
do
just
love
old.
Dallas gap defense too, though.
Mhm.
The way that they played against the Thunder, if they can replicate that against the Timberwolves, you might have something there. You might have something there. So, force guys
they
to
got
make
Uncle
shots.
Mike. You know he gonna knock them shots down.
He will. He will.
I need for the Dallas Mavericks to win a series. I need Kyrie Irving to not be passive in the first half every game.
Facts.
Like be the Kyrie that we know you can be the full game. Like not just have it be.
You
one
think it's
half.
because he's earned so much energy on defensively?
I think he was
I
really
think
trying to get them other
Yeah,
guys.
I think
to
he was
the
trying to
West.
get the other
Because
guys involved.
it felt like it was a common theme where it's like first half, let me get others involved, and the second half, I imagine like 20-some points.
He understands the importance of PJ Washington making them corner shots, Darrick Jones Jr. When they
And
make those shots, it gives him and Luka so much room to operate.
And he knows that majority of the offense is coming from Luka. Like I could still get mine off in the second half, and I could be the main guy that's trying to get the other guys involved. So it makes sense from his standpoint.
I'm trying to see what their 3-point shooting, or both teams' 3-point shooting was so far in the playoffs. Indiana is shooting 38% from 3 in the playoffs so far. Holy crap.
I mean, that last game probably boosted.
No, that's a
Yeah.
fact. Yeah, I guess I didn't really think about that. Dallas so far in the playoffs are shooting 36.9% from the 3-point line, and then Minnesota is 36.3. So they're both neck and neck as
Neck
far
and
as their 3-point percentages go.
What about rebounding? Who's winning the rebounding advantage? Probably Minnesota.
I would say Minnesota, but I can check that for you.
It better be Minnesota.
Because I know Dallas still has some games where they would get like 15 offensive boards.
It
in the
get
game.
cold like Minnesota.
I would say it also goes down to some of them OKC had some bad shooting nights, so that's going to
Yeah.
like automatically boost them boards.
Oh yeah, OKC did have a game where they shot like 38%
Had a lot of times where they was
from
bricking.
field. But they won a game where they shot like
They did.
38%
Yeah, they
from the
did.
field.
They
Though. So
Yes,
It is neck and neck. So far in the playoffs, it is 44 rebounds per game for Minnesota. 48.8. No, I'm sorry. Dyslexia. 44 rebounds per game for Minnesota. 43.8 rebounds for Dallas. Offensive rebounds, it's 12 per game for Dallas and 11 per game for Minnesota.
so this is like a big clash of two
The
heavyweights. Yeah, the two heavyweights coming together.
Got to make some free throws, Dallas. Holy crap.
Yeah, that's the game that they lost.
Well,
'cause
that one
they
game
lost.
they shot like
they shot
50%.
Yeah, they shot
Yeah.
terrible.
They shot like 20-something.
Yeah, that's
It
that
starts
one
with-
game is
it
probably
starts with
plummeting their
Luka.
free throws.
Start with Luka.
Let's go across the conference to go Eastern.
Hey, Celtics Pacers, baby. This is a prime time series back in the day when Paul Pierce was talking to Al Harrington while he was And Al Harrington put up a short getting in that stand.
then
Y'all,
Paul Pierce.
you weren't ready for that. You weren't watching basketball then, young kid.
Paul Pierce
nephew.
sidestepped his ass and knocked that bitch down. Come on now.
You saw the clip?
I did see it. This series is.
Hey, no, respect the Pacers,
We
man.
did. We gave
We
him a
did.
full 15 minutes
But
earlier.
this just ain't your series. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You ran out of luck.
So who you got?
All the luck.
And, I mean, not who you got. How many games?
Celtics in 5. I think they've allowed every team to get 1. I think they're human. They're bound to have a bad game.
I think it stops here.
You think it stops here? They're gonna come out 4 straight.
Celtics at 4.
Celtics in 5. Pacers gonna have another game where they shoot crazy too.
And the Celtics not even going to be bothered.
The Celtics do
I'm
such a
just
good
joking.
job of like getting back defensively. They're like some of that fast pacer thing. I don't know if it's gonna work as much.
They scored on us after we were scoring.
Yeah, they got out there. But I do think it's just a normal for the Boston Celtics to lose a game 2, and now people talking about and then they just destroy the rest of the series.
I'm anticipating them coming out different.
I hope it's so competitive.
Oh, yeah, for sure. What we want,
It's a competitive series.
We want some competitive series. If we talk about warning, I'm always here for an upset.
Oh hell,
for sure.
Oh man,
I'm
I want
always-
to see the Pacers
Who
in the
guards
finals.
Pascal? Is it Jason or Jalen?
Ooh, it's a good question.
Because I've seen Jalen Brown take and that was a couple years ago, and obviously Pascal's grown as an offensive player, but I seen Jalen Brown do a pretty good job on Pascal before.
I'm curious about what the offensive, the defensive matchup's gonna look like. They have just so many options. I guess more for like Tyrese than for Pascal, but they have Tatum and Brown are both good options.
Is Drew
I mean,
Holiday
Drew
getting?
Holiday. Drew Holiday could still take the Siakam assignment.
No, I meant Tyrese Haliburton.
I think.
I think it starts Drew,
Yeah.
and then it can go Darrick White if necessary, because Drew Holiday can't shoot anymore. I guess so. Let's maximize him as a defender.
What?
Well, they also just paid him $30-something million a year.
Not the bucket.
He can get a bucket.
Not the bucket.
I was very surprised by that extension, by the way.
Were you?
Yeah, came right before the playoffs.
Oh, you wanted them to wait and see what he looked like?
I as a team, why wouldn't I? But I guess he probably said if I don't sign it now, I'm leaving.
You probably didn't because y'all the best team in NBA by far.
And then also you had to sign Darrick White too.
Mm-hmm.
That's also was like, I thought they would have prioritized Darrick White, and then Drew probably would have been the odd man out.
So you on your GM stuff.
Yeah.
I like
It was
to see the
such a
girl.
hesitant yeah too.
I like to see the girl. I gotta stop messing with him because he be sometimes hesitant to give me 5 because he think I'm finna play some game or something.
I'm trying to think of some other X factors in a series that, I mean, let's be real.
I feel
The
like
Pacers
Peyton
really have to-
Pritchard and Obi Toppin, they have to do their thing off this bench.
TJ McConnell.
Who did I say?
You said Peyton Pritchard.
Is that a little bit of racism?
Peyton Pritchard got to do his thing off the bench.
They all look alike.
But TJ McConnell and Obi Toppin, they're going to have to continue what they've been doing this first couple series for sure.
Yeah, I mean, the Pacers just had to shoot lights out for them to really stay in this series. They had to really shoot the 3-ball very well. KB said they're shooting at 38%. They got to keep that up. And it's going to be tough going against the defense of the Celtics.
It's a minus 1,100 for the Celtics to win this series.
Yeah, I just think, from that in-season tournament, I know this was a long time ago, but that in-season tournament when, like, the Pacers were trying to do their thing.
Yep.
Jalen Brown was damn near unstoppable in that game, and that's because they were kind of had their main priority on Jayson Tatum. And so Jalen Brown had probably the smaller defender on him, and he's got to be one of the best in the league at just being, like, attacking those mismatched sides because he can get to the rim, he can hit pull-ups, and if you give him space, he can knock down a 3. And he's so aggressive shooting the ball. Like, you look up and he got 30, and you weren't even really paying attention to
I
it.
just
Everybody
got
wanted to
word
do
that Alec Burks signed with Clutch.
With Clutch? Yeah,
He
like
finna be a Laker.
Welcome to the team, twin.
He finna
That
be a
also,
Laker.
I'm looking at it, that was pre-Pascal Siakam trade.
That was, too.
All of their matchups are pre-Pascal Siakam
Yeah.
trade. So there's really no
I
frame
hate-
of reference.
Whoever makes the schedule's got to be better.
Because all of
I
these,
feel like a lot.
Same person that books the flights.
and have you in row 37 seat?
Yeah, but like whoever be making, they be having like the teams that they be playing 4 games before December, and I'm like, damn, we don't get to see them play again the rest of the year.
It felt like
Good.
a baseball schedule.
Good.
True.
Good, you like
yeah,
that?
I want to see these teams really get their scout on. Just really make it a real main event.
Because
And
like,
also, it don't matter. It's all gonna go out the window. If they did play in April, you can try to look. The playoffs is a different monster. If we just being honest.
Yeah, I'm starting to
agree.
realize the regular season don't matter.
I mean,
It's fun.
it is.
It keeps us paid in a job. But like, there's so many things that happen in the regular season that did not translate to the postseason, or vice versa. The Minnesota Timberwolves being 27th in clutch, like all regular season, and then being 3-0 in the clutch with an offensive rating of 190 in the playoffs.
What did I tell you? What did I tell you?
You did.
What did I tell you?
What did he tell you though?
I'll bow down to Derrick
What
Miller.
did he tell you?
I don't remember.
I told you
but
they
it was
had
an
enough.
argument that he won.
I told you that they had enough. Told you Anthony Edwards, that's enough offense right there for you.
Even though
You know
Cat
what-
turned the
hey.
ball over the minute left on the inbound.
You know more
Scared the hell out of me.
That was
You
terrible.
know,
Scared the hell out of me.
you know more basketball than him.
I saw the writing on the wall, man.
He don't really-
Those regular season stats ain't matter.
He need to join your summer
What
course.
regular season stats do matter?
Defense.
Because even 3-point shooting,
I think defense is the one
Yeah.
that always carries over.
Because you're never really going to see that same scheme that you've seen in the regular season when it comes playoffs, and they're like, hey, we going to make your best player see every person on the floor before he really gets to the basket.
Yeah.
He was hating on the
Rebounding also carries over, I think.
He ain't believing their offense too, because you know he just be agreeing with KD.
Yeah.
So get on his ass.
They
too.
love bromance.
now we got a bro, man.
I'm going to let him just do his thing because, you know, he love to pop it.
Yeah. But nobody talk about when D-Mill's wrong.
Yes,
Yeah.
they do. And I'm wrong.
Oh, yeah, we did talk about you talking about the Nurkic thing. That was like 2 years ago. we did bring it
I was
up.
about to say, do D-Mills be
He
wrong?
love bringing up that Rocco Dark Horse detail.
Oh, yeah. We going to burn the tapes of that. That never happened. Nah. I'm here to.
No, I mean, Clips got the videos that prove that Darrick is like a Nostradamus. He's right 90% of the times on outlandish predictions.
Who the best prospect in the draft?
Cody Williams.
There you go. It's set in stone. He's the next Kawhi Leonard. He's done. Derrick just said it. It's over with.
Who's the
man.
worst prospect in this draft?
I actually don't know.
Okay, that's a good
That's
answer.
a good answer.
That's a
very
great answer.
good answer.
That's a good answer.
He was gonna get clipped at his
You could have said me
Hall of Fame.
because I did the draft combine. I would have been the worst prospect up there.
You know, you can submit your name into. Well, it's too late now. But you could have submit your name into the actual thing.
That would have been you got to pay for it?
Wow, how cheap could you be?
Because that's just a waste of that's just a waste
You're a
of money.
content creator, man.
So you saying I could have got into the scrimmage?
No,
Oh.
I don't think you would have got an invite to the combine, but you could have been in the draft pool. Where like when they're in the war room and they see every name that's eligible, your Derrick Miller could have
Derrick
been on that
Miller.
list.
That was crazy.
Derrick Miller, College of the Page, with the 58th overall pick. I mean, we meant to draft Derrick Williams. He was Gatorade Player of the Week back in 2014.
Imagine accidentally getting drafted. Like you
That-
have a similar name to someone else.
like
I'm-
Vietnam.
I'm finna say I'm sure it was like that back in the day where you about to go to war, but then you also got drafted by the Knicks. And you were like, oh. You're like, oh my gosh, God is real.
Hey, no, they made you go.
Yes.
Bro, didn't Elvis go to Vietnam? Elvis?
Did he?
I think he
I know
did.
Muhammad Ali went to
Yeah, I
jail.
was gonna
'cause he
say,
was like,
like,
yeah,
yeah,
he
he
was
was
like,
like,
I would have
no.
been right there with
I
him.
would have been right there with him.
Like lunch table vibes. We all in there chilling.
Nah,
You
we
just know ain't nobody mess with Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad Ali would have knocked me out because we'd have been in that cell. And 5 hours in, I would have asked him for the 13th time, what you think they doing over there?
If
He'd
there
be
was
like, how
ever,
many times you gonna ask me that?
if
You
there was
know?
ever a war draft,
It wasn't.
I'm just going to jail.
It was not Vietnam, but he did get drafted to fight in a war in '58.
I couldn't do it, bro. There's no way I'm going to fight for the country. I'm sorry.
Nah, it's too many things that have happened to my ancestors that I'm gonna have to sit that one out.
It's one of the
They got
scariest
it.
things to think about.
Even if
So shout out to our people that
being in
actually
jail would
signed
be
up for it, bro.
safer.
My grandpa was he went in the war. When he passed, they sent 2 people from the military to come and shoot rifles because a certain type of rifle because I guess my grandpa was a sharpshooter.
They shot,
And,
yeah. I've seen it before. They be doing that a lot in movies. I feel like I've seen that.
They do that in movies,
Yeah.
but that was the first time I seen it in real life. And then they allow my uncles to keep the bullets that they shot. Them bullets. I'm like, bro, that's another reason why war and all that is great. Bro, the bullet was this big. No exaggeration.
Yeah,
Oh,
big
yeah,
ass
yeah,
bullets.
yeah.
Those sniper bullets, they meant to take you out. If they
Bro,
hit
but
you,
I'm saying this will take some people out too.
but them snipers,
But this is crazy.
But snipers also got to go far, so they have
for
to be
sure.
bigger.
Yeah. Who invented that bullet? Who invented bullets? Like, let me Google who invented bullets and a gun because they are crazy.
It's Dr. Glock.
You think
Dr.
so?
Glock.
No, he didn't invent that, but didn't he pass away recently?
Samuel Colt
Colt 45, man.
developed the first mass-produced multi-shot revolving firearm.
Wow.
Can you imagine if he never did that? All wars still be like sticks and like spikes and.
Yeah, we still had to load it up with that gunpowder.
Oh yeah, I didn't think about like a musket. Yeah.
They also say
There'll be bow and arrows.
They also say the first firearm, the fire lance, gunpowder was invented in China during the 9th century.
I didn't know Jackie Robinson served in the Army.
Wow.
Buck O'Neal, Stan Musial, Christy Matheson. These are players that I played with on MLB The Show. Had no idea they were vets.
They didn't
That's
teach you that
crazy.
last year?
No.
That's crazy. man.
Shout out to our vets, man, and our people that's in the military serving our country. Like our boy Tyler.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to
One of
My
our-
Tyler.
uncle
one of
served
our
in the
homies.
military.
Yeah.
Who?
My uncle.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's in all seriousness, that is very brave and
Yeah, it's brave. They're very brave.
That's the right word.
Put your life on the line for us.
Yeah, that's the right word for real. Because Lord knows there's a 0% chance.
I can't
of
even
that.
picture you with the uniform on.
You know.
The suit gonna be bigger
I'm
than him.
137 pounds. What am I gonna do with 137 pounds in a war? I could damn.
They gonna fit you in a. They gonna fit you in the little cannon.
I can see you being a guy that storms in with the map like they're coming in. They're coming in westbound. Darrick, we need you up front.
I used to really like. I used to really like war movies and stuff. And I remember seeing like during World War II, there were people that were like storming the beach that did not have guns.
Yeah.
They were like radio people. And I was like, how can someone convince you to go to war without like, well, I mean, they had like handguns.
Yeah.
But everybody else is like
For
real.
sure.
But he's like a radio guy. He's telling the people what's going on.
Have y'all
It's
ever
crazy.
seen? My mind is going blank. They making a spinoff, The House of Dragons. What's the original?
Oh, Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. Movies like or TV shows like that, or movies like Troy, where they're really battling. This is the old days, and you have a front line.
Yeah.
I always be like, you's a damn fool to be in that front line. And as soon as the war scene start, it's always then the dude go
And you're
and
done.
you dead.
It's done.
In 5 seconds. Y'all just playing for this for months, and in 5 seconds, you dead.
You know what else I be thinking about too? Like back in them days,
I would have been in the back like,
them dudes used to be trying to fight on horses too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yep, on horses.
Poor horses just getting thrown into the battle, dying as well
But you know what's also crazy?
because of man.
You mistreating that horse, okay? So now that horse like, okay, watch this. Watch, you need to go left, huh?
Yeah, I say it just throw you off mid battle.
That's probably the worst nightmare.
What would have been what role would you have been back in those days? Would you have been the commander in chief, or would you have been a capo?
I would have been in jail.
You wouldn't. This
No,
is not like today's
yeah,
world.
I'm
This is
talking about
like
way
back
back
in the
where
day.
there was no
This
jail.
might
That
even
was
be like
like-
medieval times, damn near.
Yes. I'm talking about where like
Like you ain't got no choice
I
but
would've
to
been-
fight for your city, bro.
you in
would've
your
been the-
mind, you've been programmed to think that
I would have been a sniper.
there is no other option.
I would've
No,
been-
you
no-
can't. There was no gun.
Oh,
You could be like,
He's a javelin thrower.
Yeah.
probably, yeah.
He loading up the.
I mean, I guess you could have been a sniper. It's bow and arrows.
yeah, bow and
Oh,
arrows low
true,
key.
true, yeah.
I told you I watched Lord of the Rings like a couple months ago. Like I watched the whole thing. The bow, like if you got a bow and arrow, you raw with it.
Oh, yeah.
You
Who's
raw
better?
With it.
It's because this guy in there that's like the bow and arrow guy, right?
Yeah.
I didn't see the moves. Him or Katniss Everdeen?
Him.
Okay. I don't know the answer.
Come on.
I
I
haven't
also-
seen the movies. I just know
I
it's a bow
also
and
would
arrow
have
guy.
been good in war, me and you, because we both tall.
I'm finna look up his name
Oh,
because I
yeah.
gotta put respect
Also,
on it.
We would have got.
Going into war at that time, if you were 17, you might as well do it because you're not living to 24 anyway. You know what I'm saying? Everybody lifespan was 20 years.
different
anyway.
plays
So it's
and
like,
different things.
you know, I'm getting old. I'm 22. I might as well go to war. You know what I'm saying? I only got 4 years left.
You trying to duck? You getting shot in the head because you're so tall.
Yep.
You think you had, and they see your whole body. Y'all ever seen Black Hawk Down?
Yes, I have. Watched it at your dad's house, actually.
Y'all ever seen? Well, this is a war movie. Y'all seen Full Metal Jacket?
Yes.
That's one
Black
of the
Hawk
best
Down
I
is a
used,
war
to, I
movie
used to
too.
be in that war stuff heavily.
This gonna sound like crazy. Is there a favorite? I don't want to say a favorite, but like a war that y'all know the most about?
Probably World War II.
Not really. I mean,
I mean, we
I
learned
wouldn't.
about
know,
it.
The
like,
favorite is
dates.
not the word, but like
I know
I
a couple
know the
dates.
most
Sure.
about
Like,
that.
I remember learning about them in school, but like,
I remember learning, but I feel like I also don't know shit.
yeah, same. I feel like I learned about them, but like, I don't know anything about them.
I also know War of
which
Planet
I
of the
hate,
Apes,
by the
too.
way. I hate that. I'll be in Barnes and Nobles reading like magazines about history and it'd be wars,
And it's
and I'm like, I don't know half
not
of the
even
shit I
100
need to
years
know.
ago. It was honestly.
Yeah, facts. There are people that
Lived through it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I just told you, my
fun.
grandpa, he
Yeah.
passed away, but he was in the war. The war, civil rights. My grandpa lived a full life. My grandpa, when he was a kid, he picked cotton with his parents.
same.
Then fought in the war. He was a big baseball fan, loved the Cubs.
Shout out Ernie Banks.
And
Yeah,
made it through. He had he is why my mom and my family is mixed. He had a white wife before that was like a
That
an
was a
acceptable
dangerous game
thing.
to
Yeah.
play, man.
So like
Dangerous game
he
to play.
lived a full life.
My great grandmother passed away a few weeks back. She was 103, and I went to the funeral.
So she saw COVID and now she had a full life. So she saw the wars, civil rights, interracial marriage, the crack
she
epidemic,
saw the first black president,
first black president,
Oh, wow.
COVID, the world being shut down. She probably saw
Great Depression.
the first. There was something that had them wearing masks back in the day too. She probably saw.
I know exactly what you're
That's
talking
kind of
about.
crazy thing that she went through all that and then she saw the first black president. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's
My
kinda
dad would
crazy.
tell you the story where like they were together the day that Barack Obama finally won the electoral college or whatever the hell it was, and she looked at him and said, "Well, I'll be damned." Like he'll tell you that story. Like that's what grandma like.
we're
she
probably
thought
gonna
there
live
was
for our
0%
first woman president too.
for sure.
Yeah.
You know?
That's happening in our lifetime for sure.
Yeah.
Again, another thing that people didn't think was ever really possible.
We when we get older, we gonna have seen some shit. Now we ain't never seen the civil rights movement or a Malcolm X speech or Martin Luther King protest, anything like that. But dog,
We saw Bronny and Kobe.
Trump
Oh, my fault.
Trump is a celebrity. He's a celebrity president.
Maybe
We had
maybe
talk-
Wasn't JFK though too?
Yeah, you're right.
We
yeah,
had
you're
Trump
talks
be our
about them
president
trying to
again?
get Kanye
Yeah.
West to run for
right.
president.
But like,
Yeah.
and you're right
And
about.
people saying that they was gonna vote
They
for
would
him.
vote
You're
for
right
him.
Well,
about
people were
JFK,
voting
though.
for Harambe to be president.
Rest in peace to one of the greatest, man.
Like-
Up there with Maurice, if you ask me.
We are in that blend of like social media wasn't our life, but it's a part of our life. So
Yeah.
like me and your sister or y'all daughters, that's all they're gonna know.
Yeah.
But we came in that perfect time and where we know life without it, but we do also know life with it.
I still remember, and this was in high school too, and this before I had like an iPhone or whatever. I left my phone in my locker
and didn't care.
and I didn't care because I was
Yeah.
just going home. I got on the bus, I got home, and then it was like, I'm finna go with my friends outside.
There was
Like,
nothing to really do with your phone.
Nothing.
either,
Yeah.
unless you were calling or texting somebody.
I remember
Damn,
like
that sounds so old to
I
some
didn't have a
people.
cell phone till 8th grade.
That's true. I didn't have cell phone service the sophomore year of high school.
I remember Flex. Flex didn't have a phone till like 8th grade or high school. And then he eventually had like an iPod that he could use with like Wi-Fi.
yeah, WhatsApp.
And we used to call his ass Wi-Fi Washington. But like, yeah, you're right. Like, I remember when you had to like, I remember when going on a computer was like a privilege for me.
Yeah.
You know what else?
And
threw
I
it
could
back?
go on for like an hour. My
kinda
mom
brought
would be like,
back
go
memories.
ahead. I'll go to ESPN.com.
Emails. You know what I was talking
Look
about
at
on
that
stream the other
shit.
day?
You're right, full circle.
Do you remember like so this just this is just kids going back outside. First of all, we used to play like Foursquare tips and all that. Do you
All
remember
Foursquare was fun.
Do you
It was.
remember when we got called up to Burridge office because they thought we were throwing eggs at the wall?
Bro, yes.
they thought we were
doing-
egging the school, but we were playing wall ball with a tennis ball.
Yes. They thought we were damaging the property. We
Am
were
I
at,
crazy for asking what's wall ball?
Wall ball is
it's where you throw the ball on the wall, and if you don't catch it, you have to sprint to the wall, but the other person can get you out if they throw the ball at the wall before you get to the wall.
Oh.
None of y'all was that fast.
Okay.
I'm just playing.
Interesting game.
Remember Dead Man Pick 'em Up?
Hell yeah.
Dead
Hell
Man
yeah.
Pick
Wait,
'em
what's
Up.
that again?
That's
It
what-
sounds familiar.
You gotta.
It's a free-for-all football game.
Oh, yeah, okay.
It's
yeah,
you
yep.
get the ball and 17
then you just
dudes are
run.
running at you.
Yeah.
just
Tackle.
that's a boys being boys.
Bro, that's the most dangerous. But
Oh, man.
love to play it every day.
Yeah.
Game like this is the real crazy one, and this is something that I kind of miss.
I haven't heard of man.
Back in the day, kids at home, Mike would have to come over my house to play against me in 2K.
Yeah. I used to go over to Mike's house all the time and play 2K.
Yeah, Ontario would come over because we lived next door, and we would play for hours.
When you come over to my
but
place
this is
and
also
play
the,
like
I
the
think that
4
was
split screen Call
online
of
because
Duty.
we were playing Modern Warfare 2 split screen. Modern Warfare 2
Oh,
had
yeah,
online.
Yeah.
I think you didn't have online.
I didn't.
You know what's so fun about that era of games? They are so good to have like before online gameplay when it was just single player, I felt like that's when developers and these companies cared about the product.
Same,
more.
yeah.
And then maybe that's an old man
Is
take.
that on
but
MWC?
man, that was so fun.
Is it Special Ops or whatever where they had all those missions? I remember
Yeah.
me and my
Special Ops
godbrother,
used to be
we
fun.
was on that all day.
Did y'all see what Ubisoft just did? This is not a gaming podcast, but they got the new Assassin's Creed coming out. First of all, people are mad because the main character's black. Stupid.
I'm gonna get that game.
Don't.
Why?
Because the way you know how
Support that black brother character.
games will do like 2K will have the normal edition and then the advanced edition and the legend edition. They have that, but the parts that have it, if you want to get the game on time, Michael, you know how much it's gonna cost you?
How much?
$120. If you buy
Is
a
it an
normal
online game?
it might have online features, but if you want
Assassin's
the
Creed is
normal
like a
standard
single player,
edition,
yeah.
you get it 3 days late. 3 days late, and they have a version of the game that you can pay $160 for that give you skill points for offline game modes. You get
Oh, yeah,
one
that's
new
bad.
you get one new skin for your
I would
black
honestly-
character.
Did y'all see the? I mean, I don't remember if we talked about it like as a group, but how they're gonna have Madden and NCAA, like you can buy
Combined
both of them
package,
together
yeah.
for like $150.
I might throw up. I didn't see that.
I'm buying it.
You might throw up.
I might throw up.
Why?
I hate Madden.
But no,
You don't
yeah.
have to buy it.
See, that's what I was
But
saying
no,
too,
he does.
and
'cause
I
when
didn't
he
know
plays
how it was gonna
college,
be.
the essential part of the college game is to play college, but it's also when you get to that end, you can import it into Madden.
Mhm.
But Madden
okay.
is such a shit game that I can't. I'm gonna play NCAA and it might be exactly the same as Madden, but the reason I'll play that is just the customability, all of the schools that are gonna be involved. That's the reason, not necessarily the gameplay. When I think about Madden, it's gameplay oriented versus NCAA.
I just want to see the recruiting.
yeah.
Like the recruiting in 2024, recruiting was always fun back in the day as well. But to see how far the games have come, like when 2K college hoops ever come out, to be able to go and recruit somebody, and now they got the animation. Like when you do a 2K rebuild, you can talk to the players, and if you can go in somebody's house and really fly and do a trip to recruit a player, and they could give you cutscenes of like
Did y'all read the notes about the game?
No.
I'm gonna see if I can pull them up. It's some actually cool ideas.
under the
in there.
table money.
Under the table money.
It might come back to tarnish your legs. So to be able to have those different options, so
You were able to
dope.
offer people under the table money.
No, I'm just saying that
Oh.
you can do that now. Like
Oh.
you should be able to do that. Should be something that they could add to the game.
Yeah.
There was something like they did a press release or like a drop that tells you like
When is it
here are
come
all
out?
of the features next
Taking a fall?
month. I
Oh,
think.
next fall.
Um,
I mean,
It's
next
like
month.
July something, I think,
Oh,
or maybe August.
Oh yeah, I'm taking my
But
game to
it's
Vegas.
close. It's close.
Oh, man, I don't know
Actually,
if
it
I'm gonna
might
be
be
able to
July.
find
Is it
that.
July 19th?
Sorry, I'm looking for.
I'm taking my
something
game.
else.
I'm taking my game to Vegas then.
I'm just not gonna go to Vegas. How about that?
Oh no, I'm going.
Oh, I wish I had it I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find it, but they dropped like, hey, here's what's in the game, and part of it was like during Road to the Show. You're actually a college player. You remember back in the day, you used to have to take
Door
tests
room?
and stuff.
Yeah,
and
yeah, hell yeah.
They're doing that again, which
Oh,
is fun.
that's so
and then it
dope.
went viral on Twitter.
That's so
people,
dope.
saying like my reaction when they take my charge away because I'm ineligible because my NIL deal is done or something like that. It was just a bunch of funny memes about
It
it.
is July
Rem-
19th, by the way.
Remember, there also was one where you can go into the NFL and Madden, and your house would get bigger and better as you got bigger and better with the contract. You could pick your parents. In Madden 25, you can pick what your dad was.
I remember
and
that.
your mom
It,
was,
like-
and they come together.
Wait, did you get to pick it or was it random? Because I remember
You got the
growing
pick.
up-
I think you got
Okay.
the pick.
That's how you can get a scramble quarterback if your mom was
Oh,
fast.
okay,
And, you know
okay.
what I mean? If
That
your dad was
such
strong.
a crazy concept.
And then in that movie, in that game too, there was also parts where you could try out for movies. And you would have to remember your lines and different things like that. And it was just like you are a football player, but there's also these out of football type of opportunities that can come up, and you have to pick and choose it. So when you did your acting thing, I think you might have missed practice. So
I
like
can't wait to get back on that field and do them drills. You don't remember I used to run through all like the little cones and stuff?
and
You
throw
had
the ball through the
the rings
yeah,
and stuff? Yeah.
Would y'all make a quarterback on Road to the Show?
I always made a quarterback or receiver, but the quarterback is so fun.
I used to always just do
It's
a
either
corner.
quarterback or I'm gonna probably be like
Corner
a
is so
linebacker.
hard.
I know, that's why I like doing it. You get that first pick, bro.
I was trying to
It's
do
just like
corner.
the
and,
endorphins. the
shout out to my boy
serotonin.
T-Top. My boy T-Top on YouTube. He be playing college football revamped. He has great story. Like he makes like entire stories. Y'all would love it. Like, I'm talking. He be like,
That's a
man.
throwback kind of creator, man.
Yes, bro.
It's like K-Spade the prospect used to do that all the time.
He'll be like-
JB,
He'll show like him warming up or going through, and he'll give you the backstory. Like
Air
yeah,
Jones.
my they doubted me. I know you're wondering how I got to a low Division I school or whatever. But
Tubi movies
yep.
and video games. Yeah.
Yep. He like, man, this for my brother who got shot and killed. This for you. Like, he really be going. T-Top is that dude, man. T-Top, I rock with T-Top. I went to go find him because I stumbled upon it, and then he had a bunch of different series, and he be going crazy, and I had to go find him on Twitter and hit him up and tell him I rock with his stuff. I hope he continue to do it when a new game come out.
Tracy Reynolds, what was his nickname?
I don't know.
T-Time. Shout out to Tracy Reynolds. No? Nothing?
No.
Shout out Tracy Reynolds.
Thank you. Anything else?
I think that's all. That was a good unplug. We just unplugged about.
We can finish this so I can talk about this Tubi movie I seen.
Okay. Leave a like, subscribe. We are very close to 100K, man, and we appreciate it. The road to 100K has been so fast, and to think that we've basically only done it with podcasts, it's some pretty special stuff for us to be here this early on. So we appreciate y'all because the transition was not easy, you know?
Yeah.
Starting over from scratch, new name, new everything. We appreciate y'all. We appreciate the Omaha team that's been backing us and everything the entire way.
Plaques.
Plaques coming soon.
What you got? Plaques on plaques on flags.
Stop messing with us, man. I'm gonna do a Bill Russell type photo shoot with all my plaques.
That's good.
Okay.
Because I got another one coming because baseball just hit 100K too.
When he was doing the thinking.
Yeah.
With the
But,
ring.
but then again, they're not jewelry, so I got to
Yeah.
figure it out. Because Bron has that one where he's got all of his things.
He got that from somebody.
Oh, did he?
Kobe. When
Kobe
Kobe
did
had
it?
the with the Laker trophy.
Yeah, don't people be doing that with like all the like they'll have Drake and they'll have
Yeah.
like all his albums
Yeah.
across? Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna get like a real suit and everything.
Oh no, do the Jordan. It's one. Ain't it one with like Jordan smoke a cigar and all his accolades in front of him? He got like MVPs, the championships.
Hey, you need to do like how Jordan did with his accolades. Put them on the bottom of your shoe.
All right.
somebody need to give me a signature shoe so I can do that. Yeah. Yeah. We'll see y'all in a couple days. Tuesdays, 2:00 Eastern is the linear show on ESPN2. Tune in. To
I'm
that
tweaking
next
this fake ass picture.
week. You are crazy. Get us out of here. Appreciate y'all.